Vida Beats.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Vick3 presents the Eagles post-game panel show. I got my guys beneath me. I got AK Eagles Uncensored, Jordy Fighter, and I got Jerry Lee, Jay Boogie here. Thank you, fellas, for coming through. How we doing today?
You. Loving that win.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's most definitely. Nest Out West, I sent you the link. Come through, my guy. Hey, man, I apologize for the camera. I don't know what the hell's going on with this. So we're going to have our technical difficulties as always. I'm going to shut this off. But, fellas, we got a win today. What's going on?
It looks like an efficient offense. That's what's going on.
Woo, we're gonna get into it. So let's kick it off, man. Let me get the initial reactions. I'm gonna start off with AK because backstage, AK had some heat to bring today, and I'm excited to hear what he has to say. So hold on. Hey, what's good, VPS? My guy Foothills, thank you for coming through, fellas. If you didn't hear, we're going to start off the initial reactions. AK actually got some stuff he wants to get off his chest, and I think you're going to want to hear what he has to say. So, AK.
Man, I'm going to say this. I got to admit something. I've always liked Gardner Minshew. I always have, even when he was in Jacksonville, But I must say this, man. He came out today and he balled out. He did what I thought he would do. I've always had faith in him, but I really like Hurts as well. So I have two quarterbacks I really like. Listen, Hurts might be the guy of the future, sure, or next year or so when he develops more. And I've always said he needs to develop. But from what I saw today, Minshew's the guy for us right now.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. I thought the same thing.
The teams have changed so much. Listen, it was all good just a week ago. What happened?
Listen,
Dude,
man.
you was just saying yesterday, no way, Minshew Mania.
Listen, we were going at it hard body for 2 weeks on lives. And in one game. But remember what I said yesterday? I made it on our show. It's against the Jets. It's against the Jets.
Jets. We played the Jets.
No, hold on. Let
I
everyone get the
understand
reactions.
I understand we played the Jets, my guy. Okay? I understand that. But you cannot deny the kid has accuracy. He has an arm. We all know that. And so does Jalen, and he has legs. I get that. But Jalen does need to develop more. I told you that. But this team looked way more complete today. I have not changed my fucking tune. Oh, my guy. I said that. But for right now, at this intensive purpose, Minshew is the guy. Okay? We need a vet. And
Birdman's going to eat this shit up. Birdman is going to love this
yes,
shit.
he is.
I don't give a fuck. Listen, I'm telling you, though, now, the way this team looked today, the way Miles looked today, the way everything just gelled. Now, granted, it might be, the emotion that he brings to the team or the energy or whatever the heck it is. Because he is a wild man. You see him out there fucking dancing and just, doing his thing. He pumps people up. I understand that. But right
got a
now,
different energy.
as this team sits, if you want, I even made – never mind. I'm not even bringing that shit up right now because But nah, man, right now experience trumps athleticism. And that's what I saw today.
I cannot believe my ears.
No
Neither
shit,
can I.
right?
Neither
Hey,
can I.
really kudos.
I told you, I'm a realist. When I see something, it is what it is. You know, I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. I have no problem admitting if I'm not wrong.
And
But
that's one of the things we love about you, your honesty.
yeah, but right now, from what I saw and how this offense is working today, it showed me that it's not as much Nick as it is Jalen Hurts' inexperience.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
Fire take, but we'll keep it pushing for now. Jerry Lee, let me get your initial reaction to
Jerry,
this.
don't
Nobody
sit there and
does it
act
like
you-
Jerry Lee.
And Jerry, don't act like you didn't fucking say you wanted Hurts the other day too. So you're not the only
No.
one. I'm not
No,
the only one here.
No. Now, I what I did say is I would like to see Minshew play, just to see how the offense runs. You know, if it runs differently or whatever. You know what I mean? I've been saying that for a long time.
Yes.
Just to see how good Nick really is. You know what I mean? And what I did see today, I really liked. I mean, the offense ran a lot smoother. The targeted people actually got the ball. Watkins was in the game. I mean, even Rager got a pass that was good. You know what I mean? And it was because of the accuracy. You know what I mean? And that's a big thing that Jalen's missing in his game. I mean, I hope that he can pick it up or he's going to lose his job. And that's my take.
That's a possibility. That's a possibility. Jordy, let me get your initial reaction.
So, let me start off by saying Jake Elliott did what I've expected him to do and what I'm been saying.
He's going to the
he
Pro
would
Bowl.
do. Yeah.
Jake Elliott's going to the Pro Bowl.
I said from the beginning of the season, last year was a fluke year. He needed his confidence back, and the change of scenery would help.
Yes, sir.
And it's working.
Sipas, too.
He just came in, and he's doing very well, too. That's been the highlight all year, and today definitely doesn't disappoint when drives would stall slightly. But we actually ran the ball more than we passed it. I mean, that's a win in and of itself. And the ball got spread around a little bit more. The running backs got 8 targets, but still, the ball got spread around a little bit more. That's something else I've called for all season. It's starting to get a little bit better, but not where it could be also. And Jalen Rager got a target, which at least he only got one. And I think we can be happy with how this team played, both offensively and defensively. The injuries near the end were somewhat worrisome, but between that and the horrible snap from Herbig. But other than that, the team looked really well.
He sucks at center. He's a good guard. He sucks at center.
This team looked really well, even though it is the Jets. And let's look forward to next week.
Yeah.
We got a lot to look forward to, but
next week's a bye, but
but we got the Giants coming back, and that's when I
No,
feel
we
like
play Washington and the Giants. We play Washington.
No, it's the Giants, isn't it?
No, because that means we would play Washington back-to-back games because we have Dallas the last week. So it has to be the Giants. It has to be the Washington, the Giants, and then Washington again.
Yeah, it's Washington, the Giants. It's the bye, Washington, Giants,
right,
Washington, Dallas. That's
right.
Oh, no, you are correct. The 19th is scheduled for Washington. The 26th, day after Christmas, is the Giants.
Right.
But BPS, my guy, let me get your thoughts. What did you think of today's game?
Very good, balanced game. I still think Jonathan Gannon should get the hell out of Philadelphia. It sucks. Okay, so you look at this offense today, it looked way more smoother with Minshew in there. Part of that is because it is the Jets, but he still was way more accurate than Jalen Hurts was this entire season. They didn't have film on him, so they weren't really going to expect anything like crazy, but that kind of made them more off balance because you were more prepped for Jalen Hurts and not Minshew. So they looked a lot worse out there for the defensive side, but the offense played a lot better with Minshew in there. I really want to see what Minshew looks like against a good team. If he looks like the way he did today, maybe we do have a franchise quarterback in our hands, and we've yet to see it. But yeah, Jonathan Gannon sucks, and AK might be right in a sense, but you still have to give Hurts a year. But I get what AK's saying, and it's like,
I'm just saying for the rest of this year.
yeah,
I'm not talking technically next year. I'm just saying right now what this team needs moving forward is probably Minshew, just from the experience part.
But what if Minshew wins a playoff game? What are you going to do then?
oh, he's
That's not my decision. That's why it's so great.
I'm sorry, get rid of Hurts.
Good answer.
I will
Good
keep on
answer.
repeating what I said yesterday on the show. It's against the Jets. You know, you're supposed to look good against a team like that. Going
Right.
forward, I
Just
don't know
like
if that
the
would be the.
Falcons.
I don't
Just
think
like
that'll be
the
the same thing. Yeah, just like the Falcons.
just like the Falcons. There was no way that Jalen Hurts was supposed to look bad. He played good. He looked accurate. He wasn't supposed to look bad. So,
But listen, there is a reason why Gardner Minshew looked very accurate today, and that is there's two reasons. Obviously, like you guys said, the competition that we're playing against, the New York, take it for what it is. Don't get too overhyped about this win, but also there was an article that came out earlier today. I have to get the name. I forget the name of the gentleman who wrote the article, but he said that Nick Sirianni's offensive scheme is more set up for a typical, a traditional, I should say, drop back passer, which Jalen Hurts is not, and Gardner Minshew is more of. Yep. So that's why Minshew looked very good in the system today, because even though, yes, he is new to it for the most part, because, he's only, he wasn't with the team in the offseason. He was just traded here. So he's still new to it, but yet he fits it better than Jalen does. So, maybe AK does have a point when he says, at least for the rest of this season going forward, that Minshew may be the better choice.
and the funny thing is, the one thing that Hurts does not know how to do that Minshew can do, one, it's the accuracy. But Minshew steps up way better in the pocket than Jalen Hurts. When you see Jalen Hurts throw a deep ball, it's more sort of like he's timid to throw it. With Minshew, he's not even scared to throw it like 60, 70, 80 yards down the field. And he still has that confidence in his face. Jalen Hurts is a little scared to throw it.
And that's what I'm talking about, the experience part.
Right, exactly. That comes with experience.
Right now, that's why I said he's the guy, because when you sit there and you look at today, and like I said, I'm not saying the athletic part he has over Jalen. By far, that's not even true. But the experience part he has, and that's something you have to look at. I mean, right now after this win, we have the 7th seed.
And the Lions beat the Vikings.
Yeah, that's how we got the seed. That's how we got the seed.
One thing I want to be clear, you're saying how Gardner Minshew look good in offensive game. It should, especially when you're going up against the 32nd ranked defense.
Right.
You got to think about that too. Basically, like we all said, the reason why we're so apprehensive is what happened last week. They walked into a powder keg game today. It was easy. You're supposed to look the way you are. Gardner Minshew is supposed to look that way. This offense is supposed to run that way. The offensive line should have reacted the way. Defense, first half, don't know what the fuck the problem was. That was horrible.
I think they were half-assing it. I think they knew who they were playing against, and they were half-assing.
Yeah, they had to get their stuff together. Second half adjustments, you got to give it to them. They made them. But as for Minshew, like we said, you got to take it with a grain of salt, because look at the competition that they were facing today. Now, if, say, Gardner Minshew had to start against the Redskins, I don't think we're going to get the same performance. I honestly don't think that.
I don't know, man.
I mean, their secondary isn't that good.
There's a lot of hope and a lot of hype, but you got to realize what we have.
But think about this, though.
Hang on.
But think about this, though. We played the Giants last week, and we got beat on offense.
The Giants almost.
Now, if we had Gardner Minshew, we might have won that game.
No, we would not.
But just to throw a caveat out there, remember the Giants also look good against the Buccaneers.
Their defense is
everybody breaking up.
The Giants' defense is actually good. The Jets' defense isn't. That's the difference between the Giants and the Jets.
That's what I'm saying. So let's see Minshew do this against the Giants. Their secondary is way better than New York's.
How is the Giants'
Jets-
defense not good? They have a top 10 corner, they have a top 10 defensive lineman, and they have a top 15 to 20 linebacker on that defense. You cannot tell me that's not a good defense.
I think it was a good showing against a bad team. That's honestly what I think today is.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say was going to be the whole time, and that's what's going to be going forward. And again, like I said, if there is a possibility that Jalen doesn't come against Washington and Gardner has to start, I guarantee you it's not going to come out the same way. We're not going to end up with the same results.
Well, that's the answer.
That's wrong.
Even with their
Well, that's
injury,
the question. Well, that's the questions that need answered, though, Vic.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that Washington defense, even with those injuries, are leaps and bounds better than the Jets defense.
Our bias coming out.
Robert Saleh, for however good he is as a coach and defensive coordinator, it hasn't translated this year into his defense. It hasn't at all.
Our bias coming at a perfect time.
Injury.
My with all the injuries, Miles got banged up again. Kels is hobbling around at the end of the game there. So the bye can't come at a better time for us right now. We can get healthy and attack these last four games. Maybe see what we can do around the table.
Well, that could be the what is it, the edge of two swords, because it might have come in at the right time in one instance, but again, now you have a whole week of conversation. Now you have a whole week of quarterback controversy. Now you have a whole week of reporters who have nothing to do. You gave them a whole 2 weeks worth for 1 week. So we're going to hear a lot more about this. This, AK's thought isn't out of the norm. I mean, it's not going to be out of the norm. He's not going to be the only person that sees his game and says, maybe we should. And who's to say that we shouldn't? Again, I'm just going.
But you guys really think that they're going to bench Hurts? Probably not. I don't think that they are.
No.
Well, I don't think that they are
off balance. You can't.
No, but I will tell you this right now, though: the first time he slips up, it ain't gonna be a thought no more.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He's gonna have a real short leash.
Mm-hmm.
If what's said,
and you gotta look at it this way, and you gotta look at it this way too, man. Gardner Minshew was what, a 5th round pick, and out of everyone that came out of that draft in his draft class, he is first in QBR, second in yards, and second in touchdowns.
That was the Murray draft, right?
So that counts for something. And considering that he did all those stats with a shitty fucking Jacksonville Jaguar team,
the Jets were
give him a healthy Eagles team. Give him Jordan Howard.
That's what I'm saying. So you got to put all this shit into perspective. Like I said, I'm high on Hurts. I love Hurts to death, bro. But I'm about the name on the front, not the name on the back.
Amen.
The one thing I mentioned is what you're saying about Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman and how they're still apprehensive on Hurts. Then this gives them an out. And that's the thing. Mention playing gives them an out.
The right guy right now, then so be it. Move on.
That's what. Hey, kudos to AK for saying that, because Tony Shields said the same thing earlier on our podcast this morning. You have some of these Eagles fans that are split on this quarterback controversy bullshit. You have to really check yourself and ask yourself, am I a fan of a certain player first, or am I a fan of the Philadelphia fucking Eagles first? And your answer better be the second one, because if it's not, then get the fuck out, because we don't want you here.
And you cannot tell me that the Jets, the entire week, they were literally game planning for Jalen Hurts until like the very last second, where they got word that Gardner Minshew.
It wouldn't have mattered.
They were off balance. They were prepping for one guy, and they completely got misscrewed, and they were dragged into this like thing where now they have to go play Gardner Minshew instead of the guy that they were prepping for and watching film on in Jalen Hurts.
Then they should have prepped 50-50. They should have played it smart.
Yeah.
That's for both.
But the thing is, too, for Robert Saleh, too, when the defense is game planning, they're not solely paying attention to that specific quarterback, because they know if there's a possibility, they have to look at the offense as a whole and what they do, their tendencies.
Yeah.
I don't think the Jets came in here really unprepared. I don't think that's Robert Saleh's MO to come in unprepared into a game, especially when, he's been doing this for how long. I'm pretty sure.
Speaking of unprepared, I am tired of seeing Nate Herbig hiking shit over quarterbacks' heads. Man, he got to be working on that. That's something that, even if he's not the starting center, he should be working on that at a portion each week. And he's just, he continues to just fail us on those, man.
I'll continue to beat it on the drum. Dickerson should be second center. If Kelsey isn't in, Dickerson should move into the center position. That's what we drafted.
Dickerson's playing so good at guard, though.
But again, what is Nate Herbig?
That's why.
What is Nate Herbig doing? Is he not turning the ball over himself? Is he not a liability? Yes or no?
When he's at center, yeah.
No,
he's a liability. That's too much. If you say your center's a liability, that's too much.
I'd rather have Luke
they may not be putting Dickerson. They may not be putting Dickerson in center because of his ankles.
His ankles held up so far at guard. Put him in at center.
I mean, there's less to do at center than guard, I think. I mean, just
listen,
having
again, you got to think. It's not just about the physicality. You got to think about the protections. You have to think about so much. Herbig's not prepared. He said it himself. It's tough. It's hard. He said it in the press conference this past week. He's not prepared for it. We've seen him when he's in. He's constantly making mistakes. Who could have said, like last week, that cost us the game? Could it have done it this week again? There's a possibility. That's too much of a liability for me. I want a sure thing. I don't want Nate Herbig is working his way to get better.
Tyler Linderbaum.
I don't need someone who's working on their way to get better if they're my backup. That means I need you there in that pinch.
Go ahead, AK.
I agree with you, but
I have nothing to say.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
Well, that was earlier. That's over with now.
But that now that we did talk about Gardner, what is everyone's thought on his performance today? I'm gonna kick it off with you, Jordy. What did you think about Gardner's performance today?
So, looking at his performance, it was a good performance for somebody just coming in and who hasn't run with the first team all season, hasn't really played in a game. It was good. Was it against the Jets? Yes, but it was still a good performance. He did a little bit in the run game, did a lot in the passing game. He was very accurate. He showed up ready to this game like he's been waiting. And it's all we can ask is for a good game. And that's what he delivered. So with the receivers we have and the accuracy problems we've had, him getting the ball there has made it look a little better. It is what it is, but there was definitely a connection between him and Goddard early. Goddard had at least, 1 or 2 touchdowns. So there's a connection.
Career high, too.
Yeah, it's a good thing he has somebody to have a connection with on the team, because that way it helps him when he's put in these situations more.
Yeah, totally agree. BPS, what are your thoughts on Gardner Minshew today?
He was very balanced today. He played very good. He played solid. He just did his job. He worked in the pocket really well. He stepped up when he had to. When the defensive line was coming from 2 different sides.
Shit.
He stepped up.
My battery's about to die.
Yeah. He stepped up when he had to.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Hey, my battery's about to die, so I'm going to cut out in a minute. But I really don't. I had to go get an MRI on my hand this morning, so I missed most of Minshew's performance. I have it recorded on my DVR, so I'm going to have to go back, review it, and really try to dissect it and see what I think. So go ahead, Big Play or BLSG. What's going on?
What's going on, everybody? The
Gardner Minshew 2.0
gets the W today against the New York Jets. That's right. Gardner Minshew came in and he pulled out that mad W. Let's go.
Wait, was Gardner Minshew British? At what time was he British? when? I got Minshew as an off name, but I didn't know he was British.
Not even
I'm trying to speak about this Gardner Minshew voice over here. Don't judge me.
Well,
Now
I got you in that Minshew feel.
Minshew sounds like a normal person.
Let me get your thoughts. What did you think of his performance today?
All right, hang on. Let me switch back. Hang on. All right, we're back. All right, that's better. Okay. So, immediate thoughts right now. Let me start off with the freaking quarterback today, Gardner Minshew. Unbelievable performance against the freaking Jets. 2 TDs, no interceptions. Unbelievable performance today by the man Gardner Minshew, who replaced Jalen today and had a very, very incredible performance against the Jets. In terms of the running game, Eagles were slow out of the gate to run the ball. There were a few big plays in terms of the running game, and when we needed them, they were kind of big, and some of them were kind of small. So the running game was a little iffy at times, and sometimes there were big plays. In terms of the wide receivers, that's Minshew to his receivers. Minshew was perfect through the first double-digit throws, somewhere around there.
I think it was the first 11 throws were automatic. The 12th is when he threw that pass. He just threw it right this way.
First 11 throws, he was flawless. Flawless in getting the ball to his receivers today, and I will give a round of applause to Gardner Minshew. Unbelievable game, Gardner, and unbelievable to get that to your wide receivers as well, and especially your tight ends. Offensive line, great performance today. Almost gave up 1 sack, but luckily for the penalty that was given for the face mask, there were 0 sacks today, even though the one was given up. 0 sacks today for the Eagles offensive line, allowing for Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew was.
It was just Gardner.
Hang on, Jerry. Let me finish. Let me finish, Jerry. Do not
It was
interrupt
just Gardner, brother.
Do not interrupt me, Jerry. I'm in the middle of talking right now. Anyway, offensive line. Great protection today for Gardner Minshew. They showed what they could do, even without Jack Driscoll and with the different offensive line combination. Now that I know there were a few injuries to our offense and some injuries to our defense, like a guy like a Fletcher Cox was getting banged up. Kelsey was getting banged up. Sanders was getting banged up for the offense. And it was just brutal with those injuries. But in terms of the defense, getting to Zach Wilson, Hargrave adding another sack to his sack total. The linebackers, they were pretty good. I'm not going to say.
We'll get to the linebackers in a minute. We're just going to focus on Minshew.
I'm not going to say that's potential, but at the end of the day, the linebackers.
Wow. Keep going.
Hey. What did I say before, Jerry? Don't interrupt
hold on,
me.
BLNG. Hold on. We're only
Interrupt
focusing on
everyone.
Minshew at the
What are you
moment.
talking about?
I'm kidding.
All right. I like the energy, but let's keep it focused. Jerry, my guy, what did you think of Gardner's performance today?
I thought it was awesome, man, coming off the bench. You know what I mean? I think he lit it up. He was accurate. You know, he got the ball spread around to all the receivers. You know, he did a really good job. I'd like to see more, to be honest.
Yeah. AK, my guy, you there? All right, we might jump back to AK. But for me, you know, I think Gardner had a great game. 20 and 25, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, like BLSG said. He had a great game. Again, I'm not trying to poo-poo on his performance because it was the Jets, but it was the Jets. I mean, going forward, I don't know if the same can be said if he plays against a harder team. But the case is, we're talking about the Jets right now. He had a great win, had a great day. The line helped him out, and we ended up with the win. So I cannot complain. As for quarterback controversy, I do not see none. But you know what? That's for my panel to decide, not for me. That's just my honest opinion. But going forward, fellas, what do we think about the offensive line today? They showed up big. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even though we had a little issue with Herbig, you know, we had little hiccups. But for the most part, O-line was on point today. Jerry Lee, let me get your thoughts on them.
Yeah, it was solid, like you just said. You know, I mean, there's really not much to be said. I mean, other than, you know, they blocked well, and you know, they only had a couple slippages, and yeah, they just showed up today, real big for. So good.
Yeah. AK, we weren't able to hear your thoughts. I know you liked Minshew's performance, but if I could, let me just get your thoughts on Gardner Minshew and how you thought the line performed today.
Well, I thought Gardner did a great job, man, for, you know, stepping in and doing what he needed to do. He was safe with the ball. He didn't force nothing. He's a check down guy, and I like that about him. You know, he's not afraid to just flip it out to Miles. We've seen him do that a lot today. He didn't miss. So, you know, and the line responded very well. They did a great job protecting him. He had all the time in the world back there. Yeah, like we said, it's the Jets. I get it. But you know what? They're professionals too on the other side. They're there for a reason as well. You know, so But yeah, man, I think all in all, we played a really good game today. Really good game. And it was a well-balanced game, and hopefully we see more of that. But, yeah.
Yeah. Jordy, my guy, what are your thoughts on the line today? How do you think they performed?
It looked good, other than small slip-ups here and there, especially Herbig. It looked really good. I'm content with how it played. It played up to a level where it should be at, and there's nothing to be mad about with that performance, and hopefully it carries over into the next game.
Definitely. BPS, my guy, what are your thoughts on the line play from today?
Other than the Kelsey injury, everything was smooth today. And yeah, Herbig with the whole issue with the ball thrown over Gardner Minshew's head when he snapped it. But you still see versatility, athleticism at the offensive line. You gotta have guys like Landon Dickerson who are very positional based, so they can play all 5 positions on the offensive line. You see a lot of versatility on that O line, and they played a good D line. The Jets D line is actually pretty underrated. As much as I hate to say, they are really underrated. They have Quentin Williams. They have Franklin, who's been playing really well.
Franklin Myers.
Right, Michael Myers.
Franklin Myers. John Franklin Myers.
Franklin Myers. Yeah, they have him. They have Shaq Lawson. They have a lot of studs on that D line. And they also have one other dude on that D line that I forget his name, but he is very underrated as well. But yeah, the Jets D line did not do good against our offensive line. They showed versatility today, and they didn't get a single sack allowed. So pretty happy about that.
Definitely. Having no sacks on the day is something that you always want to hang your hat on. So me, I always like congratulating the big fellas. They make it move, they make the game go. But BLSG, let me get your thoughts. What did you think about our offensive line today?
Offensive line played great today, and like everybody said, I agree with what they said. What everybody said. The offensive line played great. There were a few miscues at the end of the day, but still, apart from all those miscues, and when Kelsey ended up going out with the injury, when Herbig had to come in, there were a few slip-ups right there. But at the end of the day, 0 sacks allowed, which could have been 1 if it was not for that face mask on the Jets. But at the end of the day, 0 sacks given up because the penalty of the face mask. But at the end of the day, offensive line played great, and I'm proud of them for doing that.
And can I just say, they need to tear down MetLife, bro. That field fucks way too many people.
Well, our field's no better because it messes up people too. It messes up our own.
This field, man, they got ghost holes all over that place.
Well, yeah, because that field's overused between the Jets and the Giants. They're constantly mistreating that field. It's ridiculous. But what's good, Papa Sword? Thank you for coming through, and thank you for starting off with the great mic, the colorful mic.
What's up, Gardner Minshew? What up, man? Good to see you.
That's BLSG. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about that's Gardner Minshew right there.
No, he's just a resident Florida fan / drinker.
Yeah, and he's
Florida
also
man.
Minshew.
Hey, Papa's a man's man, okay? Let's get that straight right now. Let him know, Papa.
Yeah, I mean, great win, obviously. Glad we won. I'm not going to sit here and think, oh my God, this was the greatest game ever by QB play. I mean, Minshew had a good game. Yeah, it was a decent game. But it was also, let's not act like this wasn't a dink and dunk kind of day and then also pound the ball in the second half.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we had, how many deep shots did we really have? 2?
Yeah.
Both to Goddard, and I mean, it was a lot of screens and a lot of dink and dunk passes, so.
It was a very safe game plan. Very safe.
It was a very, yeah, exactly. It was a safe game plan.
But it was executed well.
From a different.
It was.
Yeah, it was executed well,
Like I
but
said,
let's
I'm
also not act
hating
like
on
there were
Minshew at all.
passes thrown behind receivers. Because there were passes thrown behind receivers as well. People want to bitch about Hurts doesn't see Devontae Smith when he was open. Devontae Smith was open against Gardner, and Gardner didn't look his way.
There
Were the
is
people
one-
bitching about that?
there is one time where Devontae Smith got the ball thrown well, and the defender kind of beat him on that. So twice, actually, that happened twice because of a deep ball too. But you are right.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a good game. We won. We're going into the bye week with a W, absolutely, yes. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, this was the greatest game ever. It was a good game. It was boring. It felt long as hell. But mainly because we were just both teams were just running a lot. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much my take about it.
By the time halftime came, we were already exhausted with the game because of how bad it was that first half.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but
I'll say I was with Slay at the beginning. Gannon walks home. Gannon doesn't get on the bus. He walks home and he does not come back.
Does not come back.
I think that's pretty much the overall feeling of for Philly fans. But one guy I want to mention because he had a good game today. He had a career day. I think it was 2 touchdowns, 105 yards. Excuse me, 105 yards, 6 receptions. Dallas Goddard. You know what I mean? We kind of said that we were waiting to see what he could be. We wanted to see more out of him. I think today was the game that we saw it again. We all say that, it's the Jets game, but, same thing we said with Gardner. It is what it is. The professional team, they had a great game. AK, what did you think of Goddard's performance today? And his connection with Minshew?
About fucking time.
Damn right.
And that's all I'm going to say to that. He did good. About fucking time. Earn your money, boy. Earn your money.
Yeah, that contract got to get paid off somehow. Jerry Lee, what do you think about Goddard?
I got one word for Goddard. Yak. That's it, man. Yak monster.
Jordy, what do you think about the tight end?
It's great that Goddard's actually getting opportunities, unlike he got earlier in the year. And it's weird going from no yak Zach to Dallas Goddard getting all the yak. But it's a welcome addition. Even if you sacrifice slight pass catching, it's a welcome addition.
Yeah, definitely. Papa, your thoughts on Dallas Goddard today?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a good game by Goddard. Definitely career game. Definitely shows why he got that money and what all he can do. Like Jerry said, absolutely, yeah, because it was a lot of tight end screens, and it was just a lot of not good tackling by the Jets. This is how I described the entirety of the offense. Whenever you're playing retro bowl and you just throw a slant and you've got that full strength, whatever, that's all it is. It's just they're just running straight. You're not throwing a 50-yard pat. You're just like dink and dunk. You're gonna get the yak after. That's basically what it was. And I mean, Goddard definitely got the yak. There were times he would stiff arm one dude and hurdle over another guy. Well, not hurdle, but like jump over another guy. So, I mean, yeah, definitely a good game by him.
Man, because that's what we pay them to do.
Definitely. There are times like today was a big game. You had to show out. And, Goddard, he rose to the occasion. BLSG, what are your thoughts on Dallas Goddard today?
I'm just going to say this and make it quick, and I'm just going to say this in 4 words, and this is how I'm describing it. Goddard came to play today. Well,
that's 5 words.
That's 5.
I
already knew it was going to happen.
That's what I meant to say, all right?
You had one in the chamber.
Goddard really did come to play today. He was not messing around. He knew his role, and he knew he had to be the tight end 1, and you know what? He proved it today, and we're hoping for more good games from him.
Yeah. BTS, let me get your thoughts on Goddard today.
Yeah, Goddard is he had a good game. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, Goddard played really good today. He found matchups. He found wide open lanes. He took it. Gardner put the ball on the money. Yeah, Goddard, he played really well, and he had 2 touchdowns today, and both of them were plus 20 yards, I think. The first one was definitely like over 40 yards, and the second one was like 20 yards on the touchdown. So,
for Goddard?
Yeah, he played really well.
Yeah, he did. He had a spectacular game. You know, like I said, he showed up when we needed him the most. You know, we had a loss against the Giants. We needed to get this win out by any means necessary. He came in early. He showed up to play. You know, like I said, 6 receptions, 105 yards. His yards per catch, 17.5 yards. Only second to Quez Watkins, 20, which is also a great stat. You know what I mean, we had some Quez sightings, but the 2 touchdowns, most importantly, great. I mean, he came into play. It shows that, you know, he's a guy that we can lean on. We can trust in Goddard going forward. We don't have to worry about the fact that, you know, we let Zach Ertz go. The future is good with Dallas Goddard going forward. Yeah, everyone else what they said. It was
Yak Man.
Oh, yo, you might need to make that a new phrase now. We might just call him Yak Man now. You might start something.
He deserves the name. He deserves the name.
Yak Man.
I have a question for everyone because I don't know if anyone knows the exact answer, but that's why we float these questions out there. Would anyone have any clue or any idea of what was up with that first half defense? Like, it was just horrible. Take it away.
All right. There's another person that needs to be walking home with Gannon, and that's Steven Nelson.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, the reason that they got 13 points is because Steven Nelson fucking sucks. You should have had McPherson or Gowan out there to begin with, dude. I'm so fucking tired of Nelson.
I agree.
No idea. Like,
Nelson's got a shoulder injury now, so
I don't fucking care. Like, keep it broke. Because
damn,
you might get you might get the Gowan.
Tired of Nelson.
Hey,
so saying you might finally get Gowan.
Yeah, I
want to have you back there, man.
McPherson, man. Nelson's fucking trash, and I never wish I admitted I wanted him here, ever.
It was a shoddy performance on his end. I can't argue with it. Jerry Lee, you have any idea what was going on in the first half?
Dude, it was just poor play calling on the defense, and yeah, Nelson sucked, dude. I mean, the one play that he made, like, he went to swat the ball instead of putting his body in front of it. Like, it was garbage. I don't know, man. There was no pressure up front. I mean, I don't know what happened, man. It was just, there was no press coverage or nothing. They were 20 yards off, like they were playing a good quarterback. It was bad.
Definitely. Jordy, you want to put your thoughts into what's going on in the first half with this defense?
Yeah, so I agree. It was just bad play calling here and there, and Steven Nelson was what I've said he was since day one. He's a rent-a-corner. He's not going to be great, but he's also not going to be like bench warmer horrible at the same time. This week, he was. He should have been on that bench since about the first quarter. I mean, when he usually won't perform that bad either. He performed worse than I expected, which is kind of sad because I didn't expect much from him in the first place. I set the bar low, and he set it even lower. But
yeah.
Hey, at least we have somebody else that's young behind him because we can put them in and just say, have fun, because either way we're going to suck at corner, and you can't be worse than whatever Steven Nelson is.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It was like a bench weight bar without the weights.
It's just not the same.
Dude, I seriously felt like they were just smacking that guy around with a wet noodle out there. I'm not even playing.
Yeah, dude.
You know what?
It was garbage.
You know what's funny? In the off season, in camp, Steven Nelson, he got beat on the exact same route that happened to him today with Elijah Moore, and he got beat on that same exact play twice in the off season.
Papa, let me get your thoughts. What did you think of this first half defense? This shit show.
Trash. It was trash. I mean, it was. I remember I was sitting there watching the game with my family, you know, before everything crashed on me because Spectrum's a piece of shit. And I just remember I looked at them and I went, you know what? I was like, I'm pretty proud right now. They went, why? I went, because I know for a fact my son can cover better than these guys.
Yeah, it was a horrible performance. BLSG, What are your thoughts on the first half defense? You got any clues into what was going on? We all know Nelson had a bad day. Was there something else you saw?
It honestly looked like that this defense didn't want to come to play in the first half. We honestly looked tired. We looked gassed, even though it was like early in the game. But at the end of the day, you got to play better coverage in the first half. And like everyone has been saying before, Gannon has to get walking back to Philly, and Steven Nelson should be doing the same thing because Steven Nelson was playing horrible coverage, and Jonathan Gannon that first half was calling horrible plays, and I never want to see that again. That was absolutely disrespectful in the first half in terms of the defense. And here's a fun fact about that Eagles game. Did you all realize that Jake Elliott had the last 13 points of this Eagles game?
Yep.
He had the last 13 points. 4 field goals and then the extra point after the Gainwell touchdown.
I'm going to say right now, Jake Elliott for Comeback Player of the Year. You heard it first, folks.
Hey, nice pull, BLSG. Nice pull. BPS. What are your thoughts on this first half fiasco?
Yeah, to answer your question, I think it's more sort of if you're like a old school type of Eagles fan, you would understand that the Eagles, what have they relied on their defensive side for the past 30 to 40 years? The 4 guys on the front line. And that would be your defensive end, your defensive tackle, and maybe your linebacker on the blitz. But what they've relied on for the last couple of years is the D-line and causing pressure. And what do they do bad this season? They don't cause pressure at all. And that's definitely because of Brandon Graham not being here. Him, and we're not having him this season because of the whole entire injury and stuff. But I think it's more sort of not causing pressure. And it just doesn't help the corners when you have like a guy like Steven Nelson who gets beat on every single play. And maybe that's exaggeration, but it's not even funny anymore. Like, I just feel like the defensive line would help if they had a good defensive line, but they don't have a good D line. So, yeah, and Slay is still a good corner. I don't want no one to get that confused. Slay is still really good.
I don't think anyone was questioning Slay at the moment. We all know he's that guy. I think he got a little banged up today too, also, if I'm not mistaken.
He got kicked.
What the hell was that about?
Man, he has those 6-2-ass injuries. I don't like Slay because of that. Sometimes
he tackled dude, and the dude kicked him in the arm.
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild.
Yeah.
Let's say Jay Milton. Thank you for coming through, my guy.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, let me ask you, since I went around the round robin, went around the panel. You're the last one to come through. What did you think of today's first half defense?
Oh, I mean, if you pull up my last comment, you'll see it seems like they missed the first bus, so they had to catch the second bus, and they didn't get there to the second half. It was atrocious, man. It was ridiculous. Like, it didn't seem like we blitzed much. I think we had like 1 or 2 sacks, maybe. Like, come on, man. But and then it's like I'm just looking at it, and it's like Wilson and Minshew were playing like 7-on-7 drills. Like, oh, okay, your turn. All right, I scored. Your turn. All right, I scored. Now it's your turn. They're just going back and forth. I thought we were going to put up like 80 points this game.
Yeah, today's a game that it should have been, and I stand corrected. It was actually 2 sacks. They split another between Sweat and who was it? Hargraves. They actually split a sack.
Marcus Epps to the Pro Bowl. Put it in the chat. I want everyone to say Marcus Epps to the Pro Bowl on 3.
Hey, he's come through. Okay. Marcus Epps has come through. He's played pretty good. He has a case for him going into next season. And I'm one of the people that said, our safety position is a big void.
Now you know who should go to the Pro Bowl? Jake Elliott.
Anthony Harris hits hard, though. I'm going to say that right now. He hits hard. Anthony Harris, no joke, bro. That dude hits hard as hell.
No, what's like he doesn't screw around like we did today.
He hits hard.
Well, let me get to my looks like it's a common running segment that I have here. And I always ask this question every week, but I'll ask it again because his name has been brought up a couple of times. We've been trying to leave him at numerous stadiums across the United States. What is your confidence level with Coach, Jonathan Gannon going forward? Is he the guy next year? Do you think that he's going to be here? Should we get rid of him now? Do we let him just finish out the end of the season? Is he a lame duck? What's your confidence level? AK, let me start off with you.
-50.
What's good, my guy? Thank you for coming through.
Yeah, man. JG's got a -50 on my scale. So, I believe these guys would play better without a defensive coach, honestly. Just let them line up and play their way, and they might even play better. I have no fucking idea. But, yeah, no. JG, man, we got to figure out something else. I don't know what. We got to figure out something.
Jordy, what are your thoughts on our defensive coordinator?
I still think Gannon's got to show us a bit before we can actually really say anything about it or say that he's good enough to keep. Right now, I'm on the fence. Between get rid of him, keep him for one more year. It all depends on what's out there, too. So right now, I'm not very confident, but if he actually shows that he can change up his defense a little bit and go to that the scheming that he said he would do at the beginning of the season of you see a lot of different things with a lot of different personnel, which is the reason why I thought we kept guys like Patrick Johnson over guys like Jacoby Stevens. Show me it now. If not, you're not helping your case.
Facts. Big facts. Yes. What do you think about the defensive coordinator? You think he should be staying around? You think he's capable of doing the job?
You know what I want to do. I want him gone. Y'all know I don't like that dude. But the only thing that's going for him, and I hope no one takes this the wrong way, Jonathan Gannon has literally nothing to work with on the defensive side. I mean, he has a little bit on that side. He has Slay, Harris, Edwards. He has some talented guys, but what is he really supposed to do? I mean, he can blitz, but he doesn't know how to time the blitzes correctly. And don't get me wrong, I want him long gone out of here, but he doesn't have too much to work with. So he really can't do too much. But I just don't like him as a defense coordinator.
Go ahead, AK.
I hate to tell you, Slay, but I'm pretty sure Jim Schwartz would have done better this year with this team than what JG's done.
The defensive side, I don't
know. Actually have corners to mess with. Yeah.
Defense, bro. Yeah. I don't think that would have worked. That sticks defense.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have better corners this year than what we did last year. So,
no BG though. No BG. That tells you a lot.
That could be a big factor. But BLSG, my guy, what do you think about Jonathan Gannon? You want him out? You want him to stay?
You know what he's getting from me? He's getting negative infinity. He's getting negative infinity. He's gonna be long gone. The place he needs to go all the way down to Antarctica, and he needs to freaking freeze. He needs to leave Philadelphia, and we need a new defensive coordinator. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm up for that. Papa, what do you think about the D coordinator?
Fuck no. Next.
Next.
Do I need to bring up my non-existent son again, or that was enough?
You bring the board, Papa. Where's the board at?
I feel bad for Slay. I really do.
Jay Milton, what are your thoughts on Jonathan Gannon? You think he should stay? He should go? You think we should ride it out?
Okay. Yo, hello, can you hear me?
Me?
I hear you.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, now, I think JG has an incomplete grade. You know what I mean? He hasn't shown me anything that I can really say this is the guy. Especially considering, I feel like today's defense is both sides planned on somebody else playing, and then when the other guy came out, they were like, "Oh, I didn't know he was playing." And it just seems like we were unprepared to play.
I think there's a sword fight in the background.
That or somebody's making popcorn.
My dog's going crazy. Sorry.
Oh, I thought someone was getting choked out for a quick second. They were just fighting for life.
I thought
What was happening?
bro. Thought someone was throwing hands.
Jay, my God, thank you for coming through. I don't know if you heard me before, but let me get your thoughts on Coach Gannon. You think he's the right guy?
I think somehow I got two different profiles up there. Like I don't know how or why. I don't know what's going on my end, but I think that's me too. I don't know how.
Here, we'll do this. I got you now. I got you. I'll take care of it on my moderation side. Jay Boogie, what are your thoughts on this defensive coordinator?
He got to go, brother. He just sucks. Like it's like riding a roller coaster with this guy. Like some weeks he's good, some weeks he's bad, but most weeks he's bad. So I don't know. I just don't think he's going to get it, man. He's not going to get it done. They're going to have to cut his ass.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. I honestly think the only reason why Coach Gannon got this job is because of the relationship he had with the coach. You know, like they're best friends. You know, they're at each other's weddings. But again, you got to put that personal side. You got to put that all aside. And if you're a first-time coach, you're going to want to get the best guy for the job. Gannon wasn't it. Gannon, week in and week out, is constantly unprepared. I mean, like we all see it. We've all seen it. We've seen when he's in pressure situations where he should be calling blitzes. He doesn't do it. He doesn't time things up correctly. He always has guys out of place. There's always an excuse. There's always an issue every week. Even when the team is riding high, there's always that one issue, and it's always on the defensive side of the ball. And a lot of that is because of Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah, it's like he's got a learning disability.
Listen, it very well could be. Like some people can handle being coordinators, and they're very good. But some people can't take that next step. I don't think Jonathan Gannon is prepared to take that next step, at least the way it sees right now. Next year, God help us if he's still here. Maybe he can make that leap. Right now, I don't see it whatsoever. Lindy, my guy, help me out. What do you see in Jonathan Gannon? Is he the guy? Should he be here?
What's up, Lindy?
What's up, everybody?
What's good, Lindy?
I got a bit of a change here. I got a headset on just mainly because I think there's a technical issue I'm dealing with between my laptop and monitor. I'm not getting sound out of my monitor, so I'd rather use this. But
can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear perfectly clear. Yeah, I had to plug my headset.
Don't care about your ears.
Yeah. I got you. Just making sure. But
Jonathan birds, man.
I mean, all you have to look at is the fact that Jonathan Gannon's defense against the Jets allowed 18 first half points, to where last week they allowed 13 against a really, let's call it like it is, a more competent Giants team in the Jets. So I get it. You know, some people didn't show up, and Steven Nelson did not have a very good game. But it wasn't just him. Schematically, they weren't there. Two straight plays for the Jets, and there's receivers wide open in the end zone. Even on a fourth down play, you're still leaving people wide open. Like, Gannon, what are you doing? Are you getting your guys ready for this game? And it's just it's a broken record that we've already seen in previous games of
Jonathan.
Between and then just putting this on Jalen Hurts in the offense, or in this case, it was Gardner Minshew. But that's going to be I think that's going to be a good topic of discussion, because Minshew showed me a few things today that Hurts hasn't, and we'll get there. But Gannon is not in a good place right now.
None of this has to do with Slay, by the way. Slay is okay.
No.
Yeah, you're doing good, bro.
And honestly, to bounce off of what Lindy said, that second touchdown that they didn't they call the same play back to back, and the same dude was open both times, and the second time they completed it for the
Elijah Moore?
Like how the fuck can you run the same play twice and get beat twice? He would have caught it the first time if Wilson wouldn't have thrown such a hard and kind of out in front ball. But the second time it was dead on, and no one was still there. It's like, dude, you can't make that mistake twice that close to the end zone. That's uncalled for. You can't do that.
Yeah, the Alex Singleton play, dude.
Yeah.
That was stupid. He was going to go run and follow with the guy, but then he for some reason decided to stay in the middle. Like, yo, what are you doing, dude?
Hey, at least we didn't lose to the Lions. Let's just.
Yeah, there are some good things. There are some good things. Yeah. But we talked about the defensive side of the ball. Let me get your thoughts on the offensive side of the ball. What were your thoughts on today's offensive play calling? We seen Miles have a good game. We saw Quez Watkins. Hey, we saw more of him today than all year. 60 yards. Dallas Goddard, he came off to a good start. What are your thoughts on the offensive play calling and Nick Sirianni in general? AK, I'll kick it off with you.
I've seen a little bit of difference, but I mean, for the most part, though, I felt like the play calling was still kind of the same. Like I don't think we really switched up as much, but I think, like we talked about earlier, though, I think the thing that we saw the most was the efficiency part. He was very efficient as a passer, and that's what changed the game, But offensively, I mean, I was a little pissed about the Miles Sanders injury because I felt at that point we should have pulled him because he just did come back from that injury. And we were up high enough that you could have given Gainwell some time, let him run, and I kind of feel the same way about Kels too. We could have kind of pulled some people in this game to save, and if they would start coming back, then you re-enter them. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of bad on Nick's decision making, because we can use Sanders, but I don't know if we're going to be able to now. So that's something that I kind of was a little pissed about, but we'll see going forward what happens.
Well, I think the mindset changes a little bit there. If we were not going into a bye week, I think that would have been a lot more. That would have been a lot more understandable. See, my problem is that, despite the Eagles, and hold on, I was trying to choke down a bagel quick. I didn't want to be chewing on screen, but no, I think I think in terms of how the second half transpired, Sirianni got pretty. He got a little bit complacent in his play calling again, as we've seen against the Saints. And it showed with the amount of field goals that were scored by Jake Elliott. The third down conversions weren't there anymore like they were earlier in the game. So, I mean, despite the Eagles leading the third quarter in time of possession by, 13 and a half minutes, the Jets did not get the ball whatsoever. And then you come into the fourth quarter assuming that, Saleh and that defense are going to make some quick adjustments to make it a little more difficult for the Eagles to score, march down, and get some touchdowns. It was only if you think about it, it was only a 2-score game entering the fourth quarter, and I don't know if you were in that much of a guaranteed position to still win the game, especially the fact of how the Eagles defense played in the first half. And I think Sirianni understood that a little bit because we were shaky. However, yeah, I mean, you can very well, that's a very understandable assessment, obviously, AK, but
he got injured with 9 minutes left, right?
Yeah,
they were coming back in 9 minutes, 2 touchdowns down. That's what I'm saying. Miles Sanders should not have been in there. That's a Gainwell situation. Get him his experience. There's 9 minutes left. They're not coming back from that. It's the fucking Jets, not the Cowboys.
Did you see how the first half defense played?
Yeah, but they were playing pretty damn good the second half there. In the fourth quarter, they were doing good. They were stopping them. They had some fourth downs. That's what I'm
saying. They could have used Boston Scott or Huntley.
Yeah, they had people.
I don't think
Huntley was ineligible. He was never elevated from the practice squad, so it would have been Boston Scott off of an illness. But
yeah, we had.
I'm just saying, if Gainwell wasn't doing anything, then I understand keeping Miles in. But Gainwell was actually moving the ball as well, just like Sanders. I mean, hell, he even had a really good touchdown. So at that point, whenever your number one halfback who just came back from an ankle injury already, and he's known to be injured, at 9 minutes, just pull him. You can always put him back in if you need to, but it wasn't a need for us at that point. I mean, I truly believe that.
I'll leave it at debatable. That's just me, but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I respect your opinion.
Jordy, we disagree. There we go. That's a nice way to put it. Jordy, what did you think of today's offensive play calling?
Definitely looked better. The ball felt a little more spread around in the passing game, which, I mean, it's better than it was, but it's not where it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Still no J-Jaw. Should have been a little bit of J-Jaw. I've been calling it for a while now.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought in December we're all sitting here talking about calling J-Jaw up and having him on the field?
I've been calling for it all year.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
Same here.
Absolutely.
Same here.
Like, listen, I don't even want to see that kid on the field.
J-Jaw was out
I
there.
want to see J-Jaw on the field as much as possible.
Yeah.
Oh no, I already
do,
told you,
man.
J-Jaw season tweets.
No, Vic, I told you
I
2
really
weeks
do.
ago, or last week. I said no. I will kind of. I can't believe I'm saying it, but at this point, J-Jaw over Rager, I will give it a chance.
Yes.
I've said it. I said it last week. I told you guys.
Now, if we get more Minshew on the field and he can actually get the ball to him, I think him catching it's a thing that could happen.
Hey, at least Hurts actually gives it to J-Jaw. Unlike Minshew.
Hey, Hurts doesn't give it to J-Jaw. J-Jaw's got 2 targets on the year. Nobody gives it to him, but
Yeah.
Awesome.
Give it to him. Give him the rock.
Let me get your thought on today's offensive play calling.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want you guys to hear these stats out. 418 total yards to their 281. To their 281. 233 yards passing to their 211. 185 rushing yards to their 70. 6.1 yards per play to their 4.9. We got 26 first downs. They only got 21. So that's a very efficient balanced offense.
Well, you're missing one stat, BPS. Out of all of them, the most important one and the one I've been fighting for Nick Sirianni to get a control of was the time of possession.
And we
35 and 36 to their 24 and 24. Yep. We finally won the game, the battle of possession. Like, it's here. Like, I'll let you go forward, but that is the most important stat to me. Like, everything is great, but that's the one stat that we needed to have this whole season, and we're getting it now. But go ahead.
Thank you.
It used to drive me crazy with Chip Kelly, dude. Oh my God, that guy.
I forgot about the time of possession because it's the last thing on the stat sheet. So you usually don't do it, but
we saved the best for last.
Yeah. So time of possession, we beat them in that category as well. So this was an efficient, balanced offense today. Goddard had 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. Watkins had 3 catches for 60 yards. He had 3 targets, I think. And for interceptions, I think Gainwell had 5. Sanders had 3. Smith had only 2. And Rager only had 1 target. And thank God for that. But yeah, this was a balanced offense today. It wasn't like lackluster. It was very smooth. Yeah, I still think Smith needs to get better in one category. When he plays aggressive corners, he really gets beat in that aspect because Bryce Hall is an aggressive corner. When you play press coverage against Smith, it's so easy to beat him because all you have to do is hit him once, and if you push on him, he's just backing up or he's going to try to move in different angles. So he uses his route running ability to beat the corner. If you press up on him and beat him down and you try to like match up for him and use his weakness, you usually beat Smith. But yeah, today was a good day for Watkins. And Watkins got more involved in the offense. He was wide open on one play, so I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but I think one of the very few Smith targets. I think it was in the first half. Hall was in coverage. Minshew tried to take a shot on second down. I don't know about y'all, but that was pass interference.
Yeah. Definitely.
that was definitely PI. I don't know how you don't call it.
Mad Robert Saleh was today. That dude was about to fight 10 revs, bro. That dude was hilarious.
Yo, no lie, I
thought
thought
he was
Swallow
gonna
was
kill a
going
ref.
to knock that ref the fuck out the way he was
Yeah.
acting. Bro.
Oh, I need.
There was a possibility that there was a charge about to be put on him. He
Right?
was
I
murdering
thought he
him.
was going to swing, bro. No
But
lie.
for that ref, you know he was scared. When
Oh,
you
yeah.
see Robert Saleh coming at you,
Yeah.
all right, fam. Listen, I'll give you the next one. That's all you got. I'll give you the next one. I got you.
Oh, can we?
The vein in his forehead looked like it was gonna pop.
Bro, if he was
Yeah.
our head coach and he was with Howie, if he was affiliated with Howie, bro, he would knock that man out so far into like another dimension. It wouldn't.
Why do you? He wasn't hired.
Hey, we might get something out of Fletcher. Saleh was here, so
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
BLSG. What are your thoughts on today's offensive play calling?
I'm gonna head out, Vic.
All right, man. Thank you for coming through, my guy.
All right.
Peace out.
All right, so my thoughts on the offensive play calling. Here we go. All right. So in terms of the offensive play calling, I thought it was better than some of the past games that we've had, especially in most of the losses, if not in some of the close wins that we've had. I thought it was better from Nick Sirianni. I think he improved a little bit from the past few games, especially when he was early in becoming a head coach for Philly. But honestly, at the end of the day, I'm pleased with the way Sirianni coached today, and not so much Jonathan Gannon, but that's off topic, but I don't care. But honestly, at the end of the day, offensive play calling was honestly pretty good today. I mean, I will take that offensive play calling from Sirianni, and at the end of the day, let's keep it up, Nick, and hopefully we'll fight for that playoff spot.
Yeah, well said. Papa, what did you think of today's play calling?
I thought the play calling was pretty good. I mean, like I said, we just kind of ran and did a lot of just quick little slant stinking dunks. I mean, it was broken. It was simplified because it didn't need to be extravagant. It literally needed. It's the Jets. It's the 31st worst defense. You didn't need to pull out like all the stops. So yeah, I mean, I thought it was simple. Thought it was pretty easy. Anybody could have ran it, and I mean, that's all you really needed. Just keep running, because we had, like mentioned earlier, I think by Foothills, Miles finally an Eagles running back got over 100 yards this season. Miles had a season or career high 21 carries.
Yep.
I don't know if that's season high or career high, but either way, something's high. Okay, career high. Gainwell got in there. Gainwell even did good. Gainwell had a touchdown.
Yep.
He looked damn good getting the touchdown. So I mean, yeah, it was simplified. It was a lot of running and dinking and dunking. So yeah, it was a good game plan.
Yeah, I got no arguments here. Jay Milton, what did you think of today's play calling?
Jay Milton going once.
Right, going twice. Sold to Jay Boogie. Jerry Lee, let him know. What did you think of today's play calling?
Well, to work off what we were talking about in the beginning, I really believe that, Uncle Rico fit the system well, so you've seen what Nick Sirianni's offense really is. It really brought it to the front. You know what I mean? Like, it really showed what his offense can do, running through Minshew. So, yeah, I mean, you can see where the routes actually work. You know what I mean? From a passer, view. And I really thought it was well planned. I think most of his games probably are well planned, but we don't get to see it because Jalen Hurts really isn't a passer.
Yeah.
Not a perfected one anyway. So, yeah, I really thought everything went well. And even with the challenge that he called to get that first down, that was big. Everything that Nick Sirianni did this game was really well. So I give him an A+, man.
Ooh, that's high praise. That's high praise. Lindy, what do you think about today's play calling?
Crazy how I hear that it was basically perfect if we're calling it A+. As much as the second half was, where it was only primarily field goals and whatnot, and we seen the complacency again of taking our taken our foot off the gas. All in all, I feel this was a game plan wise. I think this was B plus. To just to be realistic with it, and it's really.
Would you say realistic?
I'm being realistic.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you.
We gotta take it for strength of schedule purposes. The defense that we were facing, and going on the mantra of simplicity, as Papa Sora talked about. That's what it was. That's what this game was really about. And too many times we have not seen this throughout the course of the season with the Eagles. You have a set group of guys that are your primary playmakers, and you don't get them the ball consistently enough. So in terms of that, you see Goddard and Miles Sanders pretty much responsible for half of the team's total yards. That's how it should be almost on a week-to-week basis, so long as the team you're facing doesn't scheme to take them out of the ball game completely. Minshew was great under pressure. He was great reading the field. He took what the defense gave him, and the play calling suited his style while he was on the field. There was more tight end screens. You're finally using Goddard's athleticism to your advantage, to where it's very difficult to bring him down when he's just a running freight train. As we seen, LeGarrette Blount back to the Super Bowl year. That's what Goddard pretty much is. And it was ridiculous. Miles gets a career high in carries.
Yakman shirts, by the way.
Run, booby, run. That's exactly what you want. And you gotta give credit where credit's due. Sirianni, again, used that, one of the best, if not, well, if I can be biased here, but I'm not going to. We pretty much have one of, if not the best offensive line in the game, and to inconsistently use it that way, have Dickerson out there, what improvements he's making on a game-to-game basis between him and Mailata on that left side, the blocks that they're putting out. Kelsey, bless him, man. I can't stand this for him. I hope that knee is okay. That's the last thing we need to see in this season, is for him and Brandon Graham to go out on such a sour note in terms of injury. Because if this season were to end positive, who knows? Maybe Kelsey comes back again, because with the way Herbig played, we need Kelsey next year. We need Kelsey next year.
We need another contract for Kels.
But yeah, before my answer carries any further on, it was a B plus game. Sirianni and Minshew kept it simple. They did what they had to do against the opponent, and that's that.
Yeah, I agree with everyone pretty much. For the play calling, I'm gonna say I'd give it a B also. I think Sirianni came in with a plan. He wanted to see, maximize what Gardner does best, what he was most comfortable with. He wanted to make sure that the running game was something that was constant, early and often. Dallas Goddard, another guy who was used to help him out a lot. He's a safety blanket. That tight end is always going to be a quarterback safety blanket, and he was there early and often for Gardner, which helped out to the early success. He said it early. It was 11 straight passes. That's pretty good. When you start off the game 11 straight, and at that, the 12th pass wasn't really an incompletion. It was just thrown away. He didn't see anything. He made the right call. All around, it was pretty good. Second half, there were some adjustments made, but again, like we said, it was field goals for the most part. So that's where I'm going to take some points away. We're a team who we're constantly letting off the gas, but never going full throttle. It doesn't matter who the gets. Just go all out. Just go all out. I don't care if we're running up the score. I don't care what the case may be. Get those guys out there and get them scoring as much as you can, because that's going to carry over to the next week and the week after that going forward, because they're going to feel like they're a high-powered offense. So, I'd give them a straight B. But we all mentioned Kenny Gainwell, and, with the injury to Miles Sanders, he's going to get more opportunities like he did this week. What are your confidence level? What do you think about Kenny Gainwell having a larger role in this offense? I'll start off with you, Papa Sora. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, somebody mentioned it earlier. I think it was Jay Milton in the chat whenever he mentioned it. Definitely was a second round talent. Definitely has been a steal. I mean, as much as I want Miles to succeed, and I think he will, there's still a possibility that he might not even be here soon, and Kenny Gainwell could be taking Sanders' spot. So, I mean, if Sanders is out for a long time of possibility, absolutely go towards Gainwell. Plus, we should be getting Howard back at after the bye. So, I mean, yeah, definitely excited to see Gainwell because that man can gain well.
Sounds good. Jerry Lee, what are your thoughts on the rookie? Do you think are you comfortable with him having a larger role in this offense?
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't really tell the difference between him and Sanders sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't know if it was Sanders out there or him, because they had the pink shoes on. Some of the games. But no, I mean, Sanders definitely had a better game, but there wasn't much difference.
There was.
Take over. He could definitely take over if Sanders isn't here.
There was a difference.
Lindsay, what do you think? Let me get your thoughts.
Oh, who, me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sound like Lindsay for a second. It's not the first time that happened. It's all good.
I just said Lindsay.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, man. I mean, from the beginning, Kenny's skill set is a lot different to Miles. Between his build, how he's able to work with his short area quickness. He's more of he's a little more explosive than Miles is. Miles, and I necessarily don't agree with a lot of Eagles fans when they say that Miles is not a power runner, because to me he is, and it's not in the means of a Jordan Howard kind of power, but he's able to, when he hits the hole, there's no stopping him, and it's still difficult to bring him down as a tackler, because he's either going to run you over when necessary, or he's going to give you a nice simple cut, like he was able to on the one play. I don't remember if it was a first down or not, but it looked like a loss of yardage of at least 5. He tried following. I think he tried following the right guard and tackle. That side got blown up, and he had to backtrack and go cross field, go west instead of east, and he made one simple cut and turned what looked like a loss of yardage into a gain of about 1 or 2. That's the ability of Miles, where Kenny, you want to get him a little more east-west and north and south, just because of the short area quickness he possesses, the receiver talents that he has. So with Kenny getting a larger role and splitting carries between him and Boston Scott, we're going to see a little bit. We're going to see things that are a little bit different. You're not going to see Kenny up the middle, or you're not going to see him up the middle as much, because he doesn't have that extra gear to really push through tacklers the way Miles can. But overall, I'm happy that this kid is getting more and more opportunity to show his worth. That, hey man, I wasn't a 5th rounder. I only played like what was it, 1 or 2 years in college. So yeah, I'm happy for him. Another chance.
Yeah, definitely. BLSG, what do you think about the rookie getting more time?
Yeah, I thought Gainwell playing a larger role with the offense. I think it definitely helps him out. It gives the rookie more opportunities, and he's going to be with us in the future years. So why not get some runs under your belt and then show us what you can do for the future going forward, and get used to playing with that young offense led by Gardner Minshew for today, and then in other games get led by Jalen Hurts, even though he was out. But hopefully that Kenny Gainwell will just be able to keep this up going forward and just be able to develop like this as a rookie. And keep in mind that he was a 5th rounder, and he's really showed why he should have been a lot higher than a 5th rounder today. He's showing it, and if he can keep doing that, he will really show why he should have not been a 5th round pick. And just curious, Lindy, is that a Jalen Reagor jersey?
Nope. Jeremy Maclin.
I'm about to say, don't even try to slander Lindy like
Jalen
that.
Reagor for some reason, because it was number 18.
Just insulted this man on a new level.
It's the real 18. We'll put it at that.
Yeah.
Why not Dorial Green Beckham?
Never.
No.
I'm flying.
He was only here for a cup of coffee anyway. But, Jordy, my God, what are your thoughts on the rookie Gainwell and him having a larger role going forward?
Gainwell was definitely still in the draft. He's a good player for how he's being worked right now. And collectively, he may not have been who I wanted originally in the draft, but he's doing very well so far. Him with a larger role could be a good thing. It also could be a bad thing, but at the end of the day, I think him getting put in a bigger role would work for him in the right system, and this probably is the right system, especially since you're seeing a lot of teams now move to running back by committee, and it's more normal to see that from teams. So it'll work out in Kenny's favor if he does get an upgraded role, and we'll see what he can do with one. He's been up and down with how his role's been this year, going from barely playing at some points to getting all the targets and all the carries at some points. So we'll see if he can get a stagnant, upgraded role.
Yeah, AK, my guy. What do you think about Gainwell? You think he can handle this?
Oh, I like Gainwell coming out of college, dude. I was excited when we drafted him. Ask Lindy. I was happy about it because I was on his stream that day when we did it. So I was all for that. You know,
time flies.
I agree with him. Yeah, right.
Sometimes a little too
I
fast.
agree with him though, man. Like Gainwell is the complete opposite of Sanders for the most part. He's more of your Tony Pollard type player. You know, he's definitely more of a stretch play guy, not an up the middle guy. Like you want to get him out, take one cut, and then run north. You know, that's kind of where we're at with him. He's definitely all speed. There's no power to Gainwell. He's small, so he can if you wrap him up, you know, he's still got powerful legs. He can break a hand tackle, but he's not trucking nobody. Let's not get ahead of ourselves there.
Yeah, he ain't holding no one with a stiff arm, no.
Yeah. You know, but he's definitely that guy that he's more stretch plays. Now, granted, if Jordan Howard comes back, he's your middle guy, and you use Gainwell as your stretch. I'm not sure what Miles's injury is yet. To me, that looked like a high ankle sprain again. So here's my thing on that. Huge Miles Sanders fan, but bro, that injury right there just took him off this team. You already had one. You got injured. You missed 4 games, and now you're re-injured again. Like, man, and then I'm sorry, bro, but like we all say, it's a what have you done for me lately league. It is availability, and dude, he's just not available. You know, he really isn't. So it sucks. He did a great job today, but
him getting injured with a big impact.
It's tough with him, man. I never thought I would say this about Sanders, but dude, he's kind of glassy. I won't lie. That sucks. Being a Penn State fan, that sucks to say, you know, but it seems like he's always injured. Always.
Has to be at least, I think, the 5th time since his rookie season that he's aggravated his ankle. And it's the same ankle. That just makes it worse.
Yep.
Him and Barkley seem to have that issue, man. They're never on the field when needed. You know, they're supposed to be the number one guy.
I get Barkley. Barkley had 2,000 rushing attempts at Penn State. Saquon had 1,200. The only reason he was used 1,200 times was because of his senior year. Other than that, they hardly ever used him. So it's not like he's not fresh. You know, like
they use Miles, but Saquon just took all those reps.
Yep.
it didn't benefit anyone. But, yeah, but as for Gainwell, I think that time off that he had these past couple of weeks, you know, they weren't really starting him. They weren't really giving him much looks. I think that time gave him some time to look upon himself and for him to look at, you know, how he was playing the first half of the year. You know, it wasn't really well. They put a lot on him in the beginning, and he wasn't able to handle it. Now, this time, I think if he's given that opportunity and he's the lead guy, you know, Scott's coming back. We all know Howard's coming back. But if he's going to have a larger role, I think now he's better prepared to handle that. You know, today had a pretty good game, 12 carries for 54 yards. He had a touchdown. 4.5 yards per carry. That's something Gainwell's never had so far, in his rookie season. He hasn't had that yards per carry that was decent. Before it'd be like maybe a yard or so. He was moving today. You know what I mean? He was out there. It shows that, you have to be more confident going forward. Like we all said, I think he would be that third running back. He's not going to be the second. He's not a change of pace guy. He's a receiving back for the most part. That's what he is now. He needs a lot of work to do, between the tackles. But for right now, he could be a weapon. You put him in the slot sometimes. You move him around. He could be a valuable asset. I'm pretty confident in him going forward now. If you would have asked me, beginning of the season, can he handle it? No. But now, like I said, I think he's more prepared to handle that role going forward, and it's only going to benefit us.
Well, hey, brother, I got to get out of here, man. I got some things to do. No problem. It's always a pleasure talking to everyone on here. Lindy, great seeing you again, man. I'll see you come around more.
I know.
And just to let you guys know, Jordan, I don't know if you want to do it tomorrow night, but I am turning my Sub Mondays into Conspiracy Theory Mondays.
Yeah,
that's going to be exciting.
We're going to start doing that tomorrow. And the very first episode of that, we are going to be talking about Bohemia Grove. If you don't know what it is, definitely step in to this one, because for us that know what Bohemia Grove is, it's going to blow your mind. See, really. It's going to make you view things a lot different once we're done.
Yeah. I was going to say, you should have, like, the experts and then bring in somebody that has no idea what that is.
Is that
there's actually a guy that posted a video of Bohemia Grove on YouTube, and it's his own personal one. Maybe
wasn't it that guy that got canceled, Alex Jones? Didn't he put something up on Bohemia Grove before?
The video.
He was like the first one to break it. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe I'll try and get him on. Maybe all three of us, because Vic, you said you wanted to join, right? On this thing? Because you're a big conspiracy guy. Jordy and me we're all three up here at the top. So maybe we can triple team him and see if we can get him to come on and talk about it someday.
The man's been trying to keep us down for a long time. It's time to expose him. No, I'm playing.
Yep. No, I feel you, bro. Listen, that's what we're gonna do. So it's gonna be fun, and definitely check that out. So I appreciate you, man, having me on, and you guys have a good night.
Always, brother, man. Have a good night, man.
Yep,
Later.
you too.
I'll talk to you later.
And then there were six.
And then there were six. Correct. I have a question for everyone. We've seen a lot of ups and downs this season. We've seen a lot of changes from the coaching staffs, the players, everything. I thought we had it maybe 2 weeks ago, but now I'm still uncertain. So I asked you all the question. Have the Eagles found their identity yet? I'll start off with you, Jordy. Do you feel that, we finally found our identity? Do we have that, or are we still searching for that?
Defensively, I feel like we're still kind of looking for our identity, especially missing Brandon Graham. This defense changes a decent amount week to week, just in general. And there, it's like a couple weeks ago. I still don't think there's an identity there. On the offensive side,
Sora.
but on the offensive side, I think we're kind of finding our identity. We're spreading the ball around a bit more. We're actually handing the ball off now. So we're really close to finding it. We've been trending towards it for a couple weeks now, and let's hope we can officially find it.
Yeah. BLSG, my guy. What are your thoughts? You think this team has everything together? We finally found our identity? What's good, Sonic? Thank you for coming through, my guy.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Yeah, for me on this question, I would say that our defense still needs to do a little bit more work. I mean, they need to get it together right off the bat. They just can't wait till the second half to get all their stuff together. So I think they still need a little bit of work on finding their identity. But I think the offense is honestly starting to get together piece by piece. And honestly, this offense is starting to come together. I know it took us a while. I know it wasn't going to take us right into the first game to get it together, even though we did end up being ATL 32-6. But honestly, at the end of the day, this offense is honestly starting to get it together. And if we can keep doing this like the way we performed today, we can honestly beat some of these teams and find our way into a decent wild card spot.
Yeah, wow, wild card. Sounds good. Papa, What are your thoughts?
I don't think we've found our identity yet. I mean, I definitely with the defense, not. I mean, offense, I feel like you could say we're a run first team because that's kind of what we've been. But I mean, yeah, that's kind of what we've been. But there's still a couple of missing pieces in the offense. I mean, I still feel like I still feel like you need one more wide receiver. I feel like you kind of need that vet, or sorry, two. You need that vet, and then you need that big body. You need that like big X body wide receiver because I can truly see, and maybe you don't even need a vet. Maybe Watkins will be good enough, but I can personally, in my opinion, I can see Watkins being like what the Raiders are doing with Deshaun, having that fourth wide receiver option. Listen, if you need him, he's there. He can get open. He's fresh. You're going to use him a lot. There's your deep threat, or not even deep threat, but there's a threat right there that puts panic on somebody, or that puts panic on one of the defenders because you know he's got speed. You know if there's going to be a screen, he's got the speed to get past you. So that's the guy you've got to hit. So maybe offense, again, run first team. Defense, not even close.
Yeah, I agree with that. Jerry Lee, what are your thoughts? Do you think we finally found our identity, or we're still looking for that?
No. No, we're not there yet. And I don't even know if we're going to get there this season.
Great point.
Because we are missing pieces, like he was saying. I mean, you could tell like we were still kind of sputtering on offense throughout this game. Like Rager isn't there, you know what I mean? Like I don't believe he's gonna be there either, you know. I think we do need a vet. You know? Definitely trash. Whoever said that. But yeah, that's pretty much my point on it. I don't think we found it.
All right, Lindy, what do you think? Have we found our identity? Is that something like Jerry Lee says, something that we may discover next season? Are we close to getting there?
I don't think we necessarily need to find an identity. I think we have one. We just forget who the owner is and what the owner wants the team to do and what our team is built to do. We've been built for how many years now to run the football? I mean, Howie Roseman goes on this time and time again, and he believes in when you're building a football team, he believes it's starting at the trenches first. And you just in that case with the offensive line and the amount of Pro Bowlers that we've had on and off the team throughout the years, and the amount of Pro Bowlers that we still have on the roster playing, whether it's Lane or Kelsey, and Mailata's making a case, Dickerson is already on his way there. That's an offensive line that gives you an identity that you got to run the football with them, and I think the vision of the owner seems to get in the way of that, and because it's not flashy to him. It's not it's not Kansas City type of flashy where he wants to sell tickets in like a high velocity air raid attack, and but it boils down to fundamentals when you think about it. But of course, you can have an identity and not have all of the pieces yet. And so offensively, yeah, I think you can break it up pretty much how Sora explained it. And defensively with what Jonathan Gannon is asking this defense to do and what we're not doing. Defensively, we're further off than the offense, but yeah.
Sounds all right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Sonic, my God, thank you for coming through. Let me get your thoughts. Do you think that this team has its identity? Is this something that it's still in the progress of obtaining?
I think we like Lindsay Zone said. we do know our identity. Just the problem is we have a particular owner who doesn't like what we do because he wants a pass pass heavy offense, and that's not it. We're basically like a run heavy defense. He just doesn't want that. So I think we know what our identity is. We just don't do it because it's our owner doesn't like it, and maybe our GM just I don't know just doesn't like it either. But that's just my thing.
Yeah. I agree with a lot of points everybody made. I think at the moment we're still looking for that identity. Everyone said it on offense. We kind of, for the most part, know who we are, but there's some things that are left to be figured out. On defense, we have amnesia. We know nothing. We are lost in all of the sauce. Week in and week out, like I said, Gannon comes in with what I believe is his game plan, and he thinks it's something that would work. But there's so many flaws, so many issues with him. I don't see how we as a team could have a team identity with how bad that defense is. I think
agree with that.
It is right.
You know what? Vic, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
I don't think the defensive line even likes Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah, hey, Fletcher Cox's comments earlier in the season, that a lot of that could be true. Again, I think you were right when you said it. I think our identity is something that we'll find next season. I don't think that's something that we're going to get to this season. And it might not even be, during the offseason. It might be during the middle of the season next year. We may finally figure that out. But right now, we don't know who we are. You know what I mean? I can say that confidently. I don't think the offense totally knows who they are. And I know the defense for damn sure doesn't know who they are.
Ooh, he dropped it.
Let me ask everyone a question, though, because last week, Doug Peterson was on the, what was it?
CBS.
He was on NBC, I think it was.
Yeah,
NBC Sports Talk. Talking about, the team, and, the discussion came about Jalen Reagor, and there was a comparison to him and Nelson Aguilar. Doug was asked, do you feel that Reagor should be benched? And, try to see if that would spark him to perform better going forward. Doug was all for it. He gave his reason why he benched Aguilar. He thought he needed the time to get his head together. There was a lot going against him, the city, the fan base, of course. Whether they say they don't hear it, they hear everything we say. So after a while, it does get to him. What are your thoughts on Jalen Reagor? Do you think it's finally time we give him a benching? Like, we just put him to the side, let him look, get some mental reps, let him see what he's done wrong? Let me start off with you, Jerry Lee. Do you think it's time we bench Reagor?
Well, for his own good, yeah. I mean, I think freaking J-Jaw's been having better success than him, you know what I mean? But if he was targeted more, yeah, and today with the drops from the kickoffs, and the punt or whatever, yeah.
Oh yeah, where we were on the 6-yard line or whatever.
Yeah, dude, that was really bad. I mean, something's wrong with him mentally, and it's showing in the gameplay. He definitely needs to chill. They need to bench him or do something. I don't know.
Yeah. Lindy, what do you think? You think we should bench Jalen Reagor? Is it that time?
Well, in hindsight, if it worked for Aguilar, you would have to imagine that it would work for Reagor. But I don't know, because it's like it's a fine line when you take the mental side of it into consideration, and if that were the case, and if Reagor is the type of kid that can't handle this sort of thing, then he wasn't built to be a Philadelphia Eagle, let alone built to be in the NFL as a wide receiver. He's already painted such a large target on his back. You get taken in the first round by a team that believes you're a first round pick, and you haven't played up to those expectations. So, I mean, with the way he's playing, I don't get why it seems that, it feels like that he doesn't have a clock ticking in the back of his head, that he's just going to continue to get chance after chance. You gotta start to apply pressure on the proverbial throat, and be like, dude, this is where opportunity presents itself, and if you want a contract to stay playing the game that you love, and you got to do something about it. And of course, his father already has a legacy from playing in the NFL, so it just elevates. It just elevates it and makes it worse. I mean, I don't know what his deal is, but we've already seen Aguilar bounce back while it was for 1 year, but it was effective at that point in time. And I just don't know if Rager's I don't know if he's mentally capable of going through something like that.
You know, that's how he got his shot here, man. His dad's name bought him a spot.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. That could be true. Sonic, what do you think? Do you think it's time that we finally bench Jalen Reagor?
Well, duh. I mean, he should have been benched after that Giants game. But honestly, I think that drop at the end of the game broke him. I think it broke him mentally. I mean, why do you think he dropped those punt returns and kickoff returns? It broke him mentally because he knows if he messes up, boom, he's gonna get more, more hate from the fans. But I think it's when I heard Reagor say something about the fans, I knew something was wrong. I was like, something's wrong. When he said something about the fans, something like that, I'm like, but I was trying to ignore it, but I'm like, it just stuck in my mind. But I think I'm already seeing why. He was never built for Philadelphia, but he was never built for it. I mean, think about it. He's not there mentally, and if it worked for Aguilar, then why doesn't it just work for Reagor? I mean, bench him, let him get his head on track, so when he comes out and play, he'll probably be all right. That's just my thing.
Yeah, I agree. He may need the time to get mentally prepared. But Papa, what do you think? You want to bench Jalen?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
There's no question about it.
I'll have to catch you guys next time. No, dinner's on the table, but yeah, I'll let you go. Sorry for the interruption, but I'm gonna head out.
No, you're good.
I appreciate you for coming through, my guy. As always, the door's always open. Door's always open for you, my guy.
Yeah. Good to hang out with y'all.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. To continue, absolutely, he's shit. Let him know he's shit by benching him, and tell him when you get better, you can get back in.
Eat shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he is.
Jerry.
He's dog shit. Like, listen, you want to stay in this game, you got to show me. You got to show me what you can do. I mean, shit. I think part of it started when Boston Scott was the one returning punts in the second half.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He pissed me off when he said it's just 2 drops when they were game winning.
Yeah, that's when
I would have.
I don't care about if it's just 2 drops. The 2 drops that you had, and I will say it again and again and again and again and again until Jalen Reagor understands. The 2 drops that you had last week, freaking Jalen Reagor, were the 2 touchdowns. That could have been keyed up with us winning this Giants game. If we would have ended up having one of those be caught from you, we would probably be, 6-7?
I mean, they could have threw it to somebody else. They could have threw it to Smith instead of him.
Don't matter if he catches one of those touchdown passes, we win the game no matter what, and we would be, I believe, 7-6 on the air.
Yeah. That is true. So we got what you thought of it. Jordy, my guy, what are your thoughts? You think Reagor should be benched?
Yes, I should. I mean, I've been calling for him to be off special teams for all season. I mean, I've kind of already watched this movie before with Lawrence Keys III at Notre Dame, and any Notre Dame fan knows that name from last year because at times he would let punts go over his head at the worst time. But he did something that thankfully Reagor hasn't done too much, and that's muff punts. He muffed almost every punt he touched, and I wanted him gone. He finally left the team, and then he's going to transfer out next year. I'm glad he's gone. But Reagor, kind of the same boat. I've been calling for him to be off special teams. Now I just think he should be set. I mean, I think it was on the Holy Gator, Sora, where you found someone he's been starting to get called. I can't speak tonight. Jalen Regular.
Oh yeah, regular.
Yeah, regular. Yeah.
And
Whoever came up with that?
Philly 500, by the way, came up with that, I think.
No, it was somebody before him.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
somebody
it was.
before him.
They gave
Someone
him that.
thought of that before Philly 500.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought it was
but
Philly 500 who created
No, they
that.
gave it to him. He liked it.
Nope.
I was there.
Oh.
But go ahead, Jordy.
But it's just he's in the same boat as Aguilar. He needs time off, and there's better options right now. We called Greg Ward old reliable at the beginning of the season, before the season. Why not let him show it? Jalen Rigger or JJ Arcega-Whiteside. He's caught all of his targets this year. Give him some time.
Yeah, I totally agree with Rager. Last week I think he should have been benched with that horrible performance against the Giants. And yes, I know Jalen hurts. He threw 3 interceptions. I got it, but to compare the quarterback and a wide receiver position, it's ridiculous. We need our receivers, especially when he's in that position that he was. And again, we were trying to get him out there. We were trying to give him some run plays. We were trying to get him the ball, but he didn't show up time and time again. Last week was a horrible performance. He should have been benched. I don't know what was in Nick Sirianni's mind. I don't think if that's good. I think his thought is that would shake his confidence. But again, if you're a player whose confidence is shaken by one benching, then you don't deserve to be here. I don't want you. You don't have the mental makeup for this team. I don't need you around. The comments that he made last year of being uncharacteristic, but then coming into this week dropping the ball left and right. Don't do that to yourself. I think it's time you do bench Jalen Rigger because you want Jalen to be at the practice field. You want him to be around the players, and when they look at him, they're going to look at him differently because now you're a bench player. You lost that status of being a starter. That's going to affect you in some way. Now, I want to see what comes out of Jalen. Is he the type to step up? Yeah. Are you the type to step up, see where you're at and know that you can play better and actually prove it? Or are you the type to get mad and say, oh, well, the coach don't like me, and you're going to cry about it and keep to yourself out, stay on the bench? If that's the case, then move on. You know what I mean? We don't need that around here. I want someone that's going to prove everyone wrong and say, you know what? By you benching me, I'm going to show you that you should have never done that. That's what I want. I want to say, you know what? It's I should have never said it's uncharacteristic for me. What I should have said was, at an opportune time when my team needed me, I failed. And going forward, I'm going to try to do what I can to be there and make sure that I do make that catch. And then actually go on the practice field and work on it. You haven't done it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, for me, it's been time to bench you. You got to go. And I stuck up for you, my guy. I've stuck up for you a lot. And after I even said a tweet saying stop for the slander on Rager, you go up and drop a ball. So, yeah, the time has come. I think we've all seen enough. The coaching staff knows what it is. You know what it is. It's time to ride the pine, my guy. It's time to move on.
Yeah, it was funny when dude asked Peterson what he thought about Rager getting picked when he did.
Yep.
And he went silent for like 5 seconds. He was like, "Oh, were you asking me?" Put it on Howie,
It would have been great if you could have just said, "Listen, I didn't really get to pick that. That was all the GM's decision." That's a question you might want to, give to him. That would have been awesome. It's diplomatic and it shows that it's Howie's fuck up again. But let me ask a question because we've all talked about Miles Sanders. We mentioned it before with this injury. There's a possibility that we don't know if he would be here. So let me ask that question. Does everyone think Miles Sanders will be here next season? Jordy, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts? You think Miles will be here?
I think he'll be here. And now, do I think he'll be here long term? I honestly don't know, but I think he will be here next year because he's got, one more year on his contract?
2 years. Yes, next year and the year after.
So he'll be here for a little while, but I'm not. In the long term, I don't know if he'll sustain. I don't know if he can stay healthy. I mean, I've thought about this before. I've even brought it up before on a podcast or two over on my own channel. If there's a good option, if we were to move on from him next year or the year after, that's currently in college, but as of right now, there's no real option to take over for him. You'd have to go to free agency of the draft, and right now there's not a guy in the draft where I'm like, okay, that's someone I would really pick right now and put in his spot that can kind of fill the mold that he's leaving. But it is what it is. We'll see where the injuries take him, and if they deteriorate him like they're doing to Barkley and Zeke.
Oh, good point. Very good point. BLSG, my guy, you think Miles Sanders will be here next season?
Yeah, I think Miles Sanders is going to be here next year. It's just that if Miles Sanders keeps on getting injured, I pray to God that we have Jordan Howard next year as well, because Jordan Howard, again, he is that bruiser back. I know I keep saying it over and over, but it is true. Jordan Howard, if Miles Sanders goes down, Jordan Howard is a bruiser back. He will come in and he will make magic happen like he did the last time he played. The last time he played, Jordan Howard played a great game. And if Jordan Howard's here next year, we're going to probably expect the same thing out of Jordan Howard. But hopefully he will not have too much rust to shake off. Hopefully it's just a little bit if there is any rust to shake off. But at the end of the day, Jordan Howard, if you need to be a replacement for Miles Sanders, go ahead and please, for the love of God, be here next year, despite the fact we will also have Kenny Gainwell next year. But I want that veteran talent coming behind Miles, and Jordan Howard's that guy.
Oh, so Howard's your guy going forward. I got you. Jerry
But
Lee.
Miles is still going to be here. Miles will still be here. But if he gets injured again, I got Howard. I hope Howard is on the roster.
All right. Jerry Lee, what do you think? You think Miles will be here next year?
He'll probably play out his contract, but I don't think they're going to pay him again. I don't see it. He's getting injured too much. So they probably will get another running back in the draft. I mean, they got that guy from Liberty. You remember him?
Oh, you talking about Willis?
Nice. Yeah, that back from Liberty is nice.
Well, no, this is a quarterback I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the wrong guy. But Papa, let me get your thoughts. Do you think Miles Sanders will be here next year?
I mean, yeah, because next year is going to be his contract year. But I don't long term, like I said earlier, I don't know. I think Gainwell will kind of be the replacement. I feel like, I mean, yeah, Miles will be here. I don't know. He's got to prove stuff. He keeps getting injured. Then he hits the market. He got to hit the market.
Yeah.
I think I do think I think we might draft at least one running back this year. I think it might be another power back. Whether that be to replace Boston Scott or Miles, I don't know. But I think you might add one and then throw him on the practice squad for a year.
Yeah. My thoughts on Sanders, it's kind of up in the air. When you look at the talent coming into the draft, like Jordy said, there aren't much, but I kind of like to differ with Jordy. I like Spiller. I like Hall. I think there are two backs that probably could come in and fill in for, take over the position for Sanders right now. But, Miles has done a lot. Again, today is his best career game, and we're talking about moving forward from him. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I don't know. That sounds a little wild, but I get it because this whole season hasn't been great. This one game can't, speak for the whole season. He's had a rough season. He has a lot of downs. He hasn't been running as effectively as he had in the past. But going forward, I think when you look at the running back position, it's a dime a dozen nowadays. Like there are some teams that don't have running back, but that's because the teams didn't do a good enough job. You can find a quality running back out there. It puts Miles in a bad spot, I think, because of the contract coming up, like what running backs would be getting paid. It doesn't make sense to re-sign him. And this injury, like AK said earlier, this injury could be the reason that he's not going to be here going forward. So for me, it looks iffy for Miles. I don't think he's going to be here next year when you really think about it. With the injuries, everything going forward, the draft, we're in a good spot to pick another guy up. It's looking hard for him. It's looking hard. And again, like I said, this is his best career game. We're talking about getting rid of him. So, it's kind of iffy right now. But with that being said, I wanted to wait off. I wanted to hold off on this because I didn't want the whole show to be this. So I'm going to ask real fast. Let me just get your opinions. I'm going to go around the horn. I'm going to start off with you, Papa Sora. Do we have a legit quarterback controversy?
Do we? Yes, because this fan base is retarded. No, it's one game against
well,
the
fuck
worst.
you too, buddy.
Should we? No, because it's it's against the worst defense in the league, and it was dinking and dunking. Anybody can dunk. There were passes thrown behind as well. You ran the ball a lot. That's kind of what we are. We're a run-first team. So, will there be a QB controversy? Yes. Should there be? No.
Perfectly said. Perfectly said. Jerry Lee, I know you may have a difference in opinion. So let me ask you, do we have a legit quarterback controversy on our hands?
Not yet. I mean, we just played the Jets, so I mean, if they put him in again and left Hurts out, yeah, we got a problem. You know what I mean? Ground control to Major Tom. You know what I'm saying? You know, but right now, no. It's I mean, it's really up to the big boss. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens.
Yeah. BLSG, my guy, what are your thoughts? You think we got a quarterback controversy? You think
another game like that? Definitely.
Ooh, okay. What do you think, BLSG?
Here's the thing. Do we have a legit quarterback controversy? Not yet. But if Gardner Minshew can I'm going to say this. Not yet on the quarterback controversy because it's just one game that Gardner Minshew has played as a full game for the Philadelphia Eagles. And honestly, if he can play a few more games like that going forward, maybe just one more game, we might have a quarterback controversy in Philadelphia. So I'm saying not yet, but if Gardner Minshew gives us another performance like that, I think we might have a quarterback controversy going forward to see who our starting QB will be.
Ooh, assuming he hits the field. What's good, Mitch? My God, thank you for coming through.
Yeah. I messaged you this morning. I needed a break from live streams. You know, I just needed to sit down, relax. Because you know me, I've been live every single day for
the life.
How
you doing, man?
I'm good. I told Cool Cat I needed a break. I'm like, you guys were really cool with that. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm good now. Ready to talk birds. So. I'm just going to be straight up. There's no QB controversy right now. I mean, there's not. Because think about it. It's against the Jets, first of all. We're on a bye. Then we're against Washington. You see what Washington's doing to the Raiders right now. Their defense. Their defense is good, and they're on – what are they on? 3-4 win streak? 3 or 4?
4.
Oh, my God. Yeah, they're taking a wild card, and we're not making the playoffs. I hate to say that. We're not making the playoffs. I'm getting tired of this already. I'm gonna make a video about that.
I don't know.
I didn't get to hear your comments earlier, so let me just ask you 2 questions.
Go
overall. What was your thought on today's performance? And also, do you feel that it's time? Well, let me ask you 3 then. Do you feel it's time for Jalen Reagor to be benched?
Yeah.
And do you think Miles Sanders will be here next season? I know it's a lot. Take your time.
You're going to go with Miles Sanders first?
Go ahead.
I mean, he had a great game today. He finally broke the 100 yards, and he was finally getting the ball. What was it, 24 rushing attempts with 120 yards? So, I mean, he did a good game today. If he didn't don't fumble the ball, he didn't. So, is he on the last year of his contract?
2 years left.
2 years.
Not?
Next year will be contract year.
All right. So it depends. Do you run the ball with Kenneth Gainwell? Like, do you give him the keys and just your quarterback going forward? Or do you trust Miles Sanders for another year and see where that goes? So for that, I got to go with Gainwell. Give it to Gainwell. He scored 4 touchdowns right now. He's young. He's got athleticism. He can punch it through the hole. Pause. So I'm just yeah.
You made it so much worse by saying pause.
Yeah, he was on point with it. Me and my buddies, we do that all the time. So I'm like, Yeah, I'm just doing it. So the game was good. The defense sucked. The defense freaking sucked. I was talking to you guys in the group chat. Jerry, I was agreeing with you. There was no blitzing. How do you leave the tight end wide open in the end zone like that? The defense is trash. And that's why we're not making the playoffs with this defense. I don't trust it.
You're killing Jay's high right now. You're killing his high right now.
I'm sorry. Dude, my dad raised me to be a realistic Eagles fan.
Be high?
That's what I'm being.
And one point you didn't get to, what did you think about Rager? Do you think it's time for him?
Oh, I said yes. He needs to go.
Oh, he absolutely did.
I mean, the fumble,
Unanimous.
he got in ran, thank God. That kick return, he let it go and it got stuck at the line.
It was two he muffed.
I'm getting tired of Rager. I really am.
I think
I don't understand how anybody can defend him. It baffles me how people actually like this guy. Like, I know I'm one that's like, you gotta let guys develop. You gotta let guys develop. There's a point where you can tell there's improvement, and then there's a point where you can tell it's just straight up just dog shit.
Is it his second year or is it third year?
His second year.
For Rager's second year.
Second?
Yeah.
Yeah. My judge of getting someone benched or it's not a good.
Wow, Deshaun Jackson just got a big catch.
Of course, I didn't start him.
Yeah, I got it.
But it's just like third years are like, okay, it's this your season, it's your time. Whiteside's your third season, but you had 3 catches this year. So I'm like,
My question is, and I can't believe I'm saying this.
Ooh, and a penalty on top of it. Sorry.
My question is, no, you're good. You good. My question is, why the hell is J-Jaw not getting Rager's targets right now?
I don't know.
That is, and I know nobody thought any Eagle fan would say that, but legit, why the hell is he not getting any targets?
I honestly think that the coaching staff thinks that Rager could do so much, and they're infatuated with that idea.
No.
When you actually have him, give him the opportunity to do it, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Like the thought of Jalen Rager is a great thought. The actual player isn't so good.
Yeah. Watkins is way better, dude.
Definitely.
Light years better.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
But it's just, I don't know if they're just, I don't know if they're going to ride with Watkins being number 2, which if they do, cool. If they don't, then you got to get a vet.
Yeah. And
then with the vet, probably vet becomes 1, Smith becomes 2, which is fine.
Or even put Ward out there. Something's got to give, dude. This guy got to give.
Literally anybody. Put Hightower out there. Put J-Jaw out there. Put Ward out there. Anybody over Rager. Rager does not touch that field.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm all for benching Rager.
You tell Rager that the game got moved to what we play at Washington first. You tell Rager the game got moved to Philly, and then you keep going to Washington and just don't tell him.
Yeah, show up here.
It's gonna be like that one GIF at the end of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when Will Smith standing by himself in an empty living room. Just put Rager's face.
That's plain wrong. You tell that to Ben Simmons.
I
don't tell that to Whiteside or Rager.
He had a great week, and for that, he's going to get a private plane all to himself, straight to Buffalo, nowhere near Washington.
Shit, he can have his own island for a week.
Wait, the Raiders are in the red zone right now? I think.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, fellas, we're past the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to ask you one last question. This is just everyone, and I'll start off with BLSG.
Here we go.
What's the confidence level with the team going forward? BLSG, let me start off with you. What's your confidence level with this team? Do you think that, we could possibly be, as, Mitch already said we're not, but can we possibly be a playoff team? Can we get it with these last games?
Touchdown! By the way, before you get into that, touchdown, Josh Jacobs, let's go.
I picked Washington to win in my pick'em.
You're done, dude.
Man.
I did that because
And the Raiders might tie it up
Network.
now.
There's a couple of
They're gonna
Raiders
go for
fans
2.
that just wanted to piss him off.
They're going for 2. Heck yeah.
Stop him, Washington. I don't want the Eagles to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell my son, I'm like, put on the game.
Anyway, in terms of getting to this question, the confidence level I am in this team going forward, if they can play somewhere along the lines of how they played today, I know it was the Jets. I understand that. But if they can play something along the lines of how they played today, then we can honestly make a run at it And I know we have the 2 games on Washington, the Giants, and then the Cowboys to finish up the season. Too high for Brian Edwards. But anyway, in terms of this team going forward, I am sort of confident, so I'm like right in the middle as of now. But if we can, because I know it was the Jets, I understand that. But if we can win our next game, which I believe is against Washington, if we can win that game, my confidence level will go up, and we will honestly have a way to and have a chance to make that playoff spot, and that's what I want to see.
Yeah, same thing I want to see too. Papa, what's your confidence level in this team going forward?
Yeah, I mean it's all division games now. So I mean that itself will be tough for anybody. But I had a thought and I lost it. Okay, never mind. I got it back now.
Yeah, you farted.
I mean,
I hate when that happens.
You went brain fart for a second.
Farted.
I was gonna say I think a lot of us, well, not a lot of us, but a couple of us here, myself included, predicted an 8 to 10 win season, which we could still get if we make the playoffs. Cool, that's a bonus. I'm not expecting much to be done in the playoffs, but you get the young guys playoff experience, then that's just another win right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're 6-7. We've been a lot better than everybody else outside of Eagle fans have said. The progress has been with this team. Yeah, progress has been with this team. It's just there have been some games that we've lost where we shouldn't have. All that happens. We're young. We're gaining experience. So, I mean, we have seen this team progress. I'm hoping we can win the next 4. I'm hoping we can get to that 8-win season, 8-9, rookie, everything. I think that's a pretty successful season, especially after a 4-win season last year.
Random answer, and I agree 1,000% with you. I agree. You're preaching to the choir, fam. You're preaching to the choir. Jerry Lee, what's your confidence level in this team going forward?
Shaky at best. Because we're just not there yet, man. I don't see us winning out. I'd like it to happen, but I don't see it happening. And to be honest, I'd rather us lose out so we get a better draft pick to make our team better for next year.
You trust Howie Roseman with that?
I'm about to say, but who's picking them?
No, I don't.
Washington's fucking up our draft right now.
Yeah,
Miami.
Yeah, I don't trust him, but at the same time, though, he did pretty good this last draft. You got to give it to him.
What is that? 1 out of?
Well, hold on. You say that he did good in this draft. Well, let's look at it. We have Gainwell. After that, what else are we getting out of this draft? Milton, but he hasn't played much.
Devontae.
Hold on.
Devontae, yeah.
Dickerson.
Devontae Dickerson.
I'll give you. All right, I'll throw in Dickerson because he is playing very well. So you got Devontae Dickerson.
Devontae Dickerson and
with how well
Dickerson's my favorite number. But
at this point, with how well Dickerson's doing, I would look at drafting a center. Not even. I know he was drafted to be the future center, but with how well he's doing at left guard, I don't know. That's something you gotta look at the possibility.
He might stay there, honestly, even though he can play all 5 positions.
I won't say it until I'm blue in the face. That kid's a center. He might play great at guard, but he's going to be a better center.
Here, let me run this by you. I was watching Lord.
Either way, you're not going to hear me complain. You're not going to hear me complain, but either way.
Yeah, me neither. I'd like to see it either way.
So yesterday I was watching Lord Brunson's video, and he actually said that Jalen Hurts is a top 3 pick of Howie Roseman's career. And I'm like,
no.
Fletcher Cox, Jason Kelsey, Carson Wentz, Brandon Graham, Brandon Brooks. Like, that's 5 right there.
Well, let's be honest. When that Brandon Graham draft came through, we were highly upset that he was drafted. I don't think anyone, please, if you're out there,
I'm a Michigan fan.
I don't know anyone who was happy at that pick.
I'm a Michigan fan.
Well, you may be the exception because of that. But I remember I took
Sorry,
like
BOC.
Come on,
half an
exception.
hour walk after that pick. I was so damn mad.
He said I went for a walk.
I'm dead serious. I was on Hamilton Street in Allentown. I walked that whole damn thing to try to clear my mind and not be so mad.
What,
Now-
Brandon Graham?
Yeah, for when
Oh.
Brandon Graham was picked. Now, when we picked up what's his name, Smith out of Louisville, I was not holding back my anger. I threw a mug at a bar. I got kicked out. Yeah. It was rough. It was rough.
Would you guys have Goddard as a better draft pick than Jalen Hurts was? Or would you have Jalen Hurts better than Goddard?
At the moment, I'm going to say Goddard is a better
Thank
pick.
you.
At the moment.
Thank you. And
You said
there's
you threw a
really-
mug when we got Devontae Smith?
Huh?
You said you threw a mug when you got Devontae Smith?
No. From Louisville, that kid. What was his name? He was a linebacker that we drafted him as a defensive end.
Hey, Jordy.
He was here for like maybe 2 seasons. Smith was his last name.
I don't know.
I can't remember. Yeah, I thought he said
You know
that
what
too.
I'm
I was
talking
like,
about, though, right?
is that out of excitement or?
Yeah.
No, he was
draft,
the 14th
14,
pick.
15?
He was
I
never
know
even
who you're
picked
talking
for
about.
us. This was the year that we could have picked Clinton Dix. That's why I was so mad. I keep it 1,000. We needed a safety, and we picked a bum.
I have no idea.
Well, where is Dix these days? You know, he's not in the NFL anymore, is he?
I think he plays. I think he does play.
I think he's with the Bears, is he not?
Still kicking.
Yeah, the Bears.
Bears. The Bears. But do you guys? I'm talking about this with my dad yesterday and some other people. Do you think the Eagles should have drafted Michael Parsons over Devontae Smith there?
Ooh.
No.
We would have nothing.
Yeah.
We would have nothing either way. We don't have a linebacker.
I don't know.
Yes, but this is a strong. I
This was
know.
a strong
Yes,
defensive draft.
but
You gotta
would
go
not be
best
able to
player.
evaluate anybody on this offense.
Yeah, you got to go best player first.
Not only that, if
you know,
any,
Smith was Heisman Trophy winner, so
Yeah, that was the Heisman Trophy winner. That was
Well, look at Michael Parsons now. He's going to win defensive rookie of the year.
no, there's
He
an
might win
argument.
defensive player of the year.
Who?
There's an argument for guys like Owusu Koromoa.
I heard Parsons might win defensive player of the year. Like it's not just for defensive rookie of the year. He's gonna win it out as the best defender of the season.
That could be the Trayvon Diggs as well.
yeah, it could be Diggs too. Yeah, that
Marcus
motherfucker
Smith.
is an interception machine.
I just
Marcus
have a
Smith.
feeling that defensive player of the year. I just have that gut feeling that it's going to be someone from the Cowboys.
Hey, let me also note that we didn't need to pick linebacker in the first. Look at where Owusu Koromoa fell to.
He fell to the Browns.
Listen.
Plus, I mean, this linebacker class.
You can't, well, maybe you can, maybe you can't. Here we go. Wait.
Marcus Smith.
Do you remember that trash pick, number 14 in the draft that we wasted on? That's what I got kicked out of a bar for. Shout out to
I
Woody's.
mean,
Big Woody.
this
Shout out to y'all.
linebacking class is a
Big
lot better.
Woody's.
What, this year?
Yeah, this year? Oh, absolutely.
You were right.
Big
Marcus
Vic
Smith
was
was.
flipping.
I was. You understand? You don't even understand how mad I was.
What were you doing
I
at
knew
a
I did
bar
wrong.
during the
I
draft?
knew
That
I did
was
wrong,
that
'cause
was
you didn't say
fucking
like I was
yellow.
raised better. You don't break glasses like that. I knew I did wrong. I just got up and walked out. I accept
Yeah.
it.
You know you did the wrong thing, boy. Come on.
Fire myself.
I just had that gut feeling that the defensive player of the year is going to be won by one of the Cowboys players. I just have a feeling.
I have a feeling that we're not making the playoffs.
Don't even ask me why.
Well,
I just have that feeling that.
To
that
be
defensive
honest,
player of the year is gonna
let
be
me tell
won
you
by-
guys why I don't want to make it the playoffs. Because no matter what, if we make it, we're going to bounce out first round, humiliated. So I'm like, why not make it? Save yourself the embarrassment.
Well,
Playoff experience for the young
would
guys.
Like us to make the
That's
playoffs
only
and
one
put that-
game.
Okay, but it's still better than nothing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
Because
it's
that
another
that
thing.
shows our team that
If we make the
can do it.
playoffs, Howie Roseman's still going to be here.
Yeah, but he's going to be here regardless.
Yeah,
And
he's
if-
going to be
yeah,
here.
I don't
And you
know.
can-
Better than he
Not-
did last
He
year.
was
I don't
here
know.
already.
I
He'd
don't
be
know
here
if
either
this whole
way.
And if you
Jalen
don't, we
Hurts
get a
talk
higher
He's
pick.
Jeffrey
like
Lurie,
Jeffrey
I don't
Lurie's best
know.
friend.
That he
The
gets to
Jeffrey
mess up
Lurie
with.
talk about
It's a
Jalen
lose-lose
Hurts.
situation either,
Jeffrey
but I'd
Lurie
rather
wants
get
Hurts
experience,
gone.
even if it's just
Howie
a loss.
doesn't. I don't
No, it's the
know.
other way around. Lurie
Okay,
wants Hurts.
so then even if
Howie
that's the
doesn't.
case, then there's still the okay. If that's the case, though, that you were saying Lurie wants Hurts, Howie doesn't, blah 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 blah. Make the playoffs or not, that's still the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd rather not make the playoffs. That's just me.
Okay,
And it
but I'd
also
rather
shows
get the
that we
I would
experience.
rather have this team make the playoffs because it shows this young team on their while they're very young that they can make the playoffs. They can do that going forward. That gives them
shows
a goal
potential.
to reach because if we can make the playoffs the way we are now, imagine if we get better. We're going to make the Super Bowl. That's the mentality that they'll have.
Yeah,
That's what you want out of your team.
It sets the bar high to
can't
make them
trust
push
it
for
with
it
this
even higher.
defense. I can't trust it with this defense.
Okay,
So,
guess
we
what
just had
then?
18
That's when
points
you
to the
know that you
freaking
need to use your
Fire
defensive
Jonathan
picks on
Gannon.
defense.
Hamilton.
Papa
Listen,
Shore,
there
what? I
is-
couldn't hear you. What?
I'm just saying that's how you know then that defense then for the draft. There you go.
Yeah, we need
this-
to,
You're
no matter what.
Pick
make the
defense
playoffs.
with
you're
like all three
telling
of your
me
first
though.
round
You're
picks.
telling me that you do not want playoff experience. Look at what
Or go
went
like-
wrong. If you're saying defense, then you go, okay,
Defensive end,
let's focus on defense. Bada bing,
wide
bada boom. There we go.
receiver.
We're good. Get the little offensive pieces that we need, like a veteran wide receiver, like a Chris Godwin or somebody like
And I
that.
don't trust Howie Roseman with that. We're in
Okay.
a pickle.
Okay. So then if we don't make the playoffs, we get a higher pick, which Howie Roseman gets to fuck off. Or fuck up
Exactly
then.
my point.
So
Either
then make
way, you're
playoffs
screwed.
then
Either
and
way,
go
we're
ahead and get the
screwed.
experience.
But my
Either
thing
way,
is,
you make it or not, Howie's still here. If that report then is true that Lurie wants Hurts, Howie doesn't, either way, you make the playoffs or not, that report doesn't change.
Yeah, I know.
Not much
And the
changes
thing is,
whether
too,
you make
if
the
you're a
playoffs
team
or
that's
not.
constantly just barely making the playoffs and first round exits, the owner of the team's not going to want you around for much longer, no matter how close of a friend you are. If we're a stagnant team, a move is going to have to be made, and Jeffrey's going to know it's not the coaching anymore. It has to be
Raiders
out.
just intercepted the ball.
Let's go.
Who?
Ridiculous.
The Raiders
Well,
did.
Oh,
well,
for a second-
gentlemen,
No, for a
we're
Intercepted
at
by the Raiders.
220 plus. Let's everybody say their goodbyes. Let's wrap this up.
Yo, for a second, I thought you said Rager intercepted the ball. I'm like,
Oh,
wait,
no.
what?
That would mean he'd have to catch the ball.
Mitch,
Right?
Mitch, you're
That's
talking
why
like, what
I
the
thought it was so funny when people were like, oh, it's Rager. Wait, no, never mind, it's Watkins.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Off the ball. So of course it's not Rager. What do you mean?
Yeah, Howie's here. I would like him gone, but knowing that, Howie's here. Yes.
Forever.
So then let's
no.
make the playoffs
All
then
right,
and get the
guys.
experience.
All right, fellas. Let everybody
I'm
say their
J-Bug.
goodbyes.
I'm
BLSG,
J-Bug. You
let me
can
start
find
off
me
with
in
you.
blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm out, man. I got to go.
All right, Jeremy, have a good one. BLSG, let everybody know where they can find you.
You already know where to find me, man. But first of all, Vick3, I appreciate you for having me on. Appreciate you for coming on here and actually chatting about another Eagles W. Let's go. We're at 6-7 on the year, going into the bye. Feeling a little bit more confident than what we were originally. But y'all know where to find me, man. You go find me on YouTube, man. BLSG, search in the search bar. If you're subscribed to me, appreciate you. If you're not subscribed to me, I don't know what you're doing. And if you're not subscribed to me, you're also considered a fraud now. But
Okay, now you're stealing DJ Eastwood's line.
I'm playing, bro. Chill.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'm playing, bro. But still, at the end of the day, you know where to find me on YouTube, BLSG. Twitter handle, BLSG20. Go give your boy a follow over there. And yeah, man, we got the winner of the Jets today. I don't care if the Jets are the Jets. We still got to win today. We're at 6-7 going into the bye. And oh, by the way, give me 1 second. Go to Minshew back in the building, and he got the Eagles in the W.
All right, Papa, let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, y'all can find me on Twitter at Papa_Fuchs, Fuchs spelled Fuchs. Y'all can find me on YouTube and Twitch at Papa Sora. Never mind, I already made the Tinder joke last night. So yeah, that's about all you can find me.
Oh my god.
No, Epps played great. We mentioned it earlier. He had a good game.
Oh, Epps played off.
He came through when we needed him the most.
Epps played out of his mind.
Yeah.
Jordy, let them know where they can find you, my guy.
You can find me at Jordy Fighter on YouTube, the host of many podcasts, and where I share my depression in the games we play. And well, it's going to be a quiet next week, which means it's going to be well worth it. But you can find me there. The Holy Gator is following this, so me and Sora get to talk some Florida Gators and Fighting Irish. He can talk about his new head coach, and I can talk about how they almost lost to Samford. And then
we can talk about how Michigan's in the lead. Michigan's number 2.
Oh no, we're not going to talk about that.
We can talk about how Bryce Young and Alabama are number 1.
You might talk about that early exit for Michigan in the playoffs, though.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know, man.
I need to get my shirt and hat, and I'm going to tweet it to BOSG. Here we go.
Bro, I will.
We're going to talk about how Papa Sora was right about Georgia choking.
You're not going to be right.
All right, Mitch.
I was right the first time. Hello?
You were right once.
Let them know where they can find you, Mitch.
All right, guys. Vic, I appreciate you having me on, even though it was a short time. You understood why. So glad I could be here. Glad I could make it. So, guys, if you could subscribe and Mitch Topsy down below. We're on the road at 1,600. So I just want to hit that before the end of the season. So 92 away. So you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Mitch Topsy, everything.
Hey, let me just start off by saying, everybody that's watching, thank you for coming through. You know what I mean? Everyone that'll watch later on, thank you for watching. Everyone that was in the chat, J Milton, my guy, Anton, all of you who came through, I appreciate you all. Again, like I say, y'all know who it is. It's Vick3. You see me in the chats. You see me in Twitter. You see me on all my guys' channels, always supporting great Eagles content. You'll always find me with my guy, AK Eagles Uncensored, Philly Foothills on the East meets West. We don't know what day right now. It's in flux. It might be a Tuesday, it might be a Wednesday. Just know when those notifications go out, click on the link, come through, follow us, and you'll always catch me here after every Eagles game on the Eagles post-game panel show. Next week, we're off. We got a bye week, so, everyone gets a little rest in. We get to enjoy a week where we're not going to win or lose. It's up in the air. Again, I appreciate everyone for coming through. Thank you so much. It's been a great week. Another great podcast, fellas. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all so much for making this show great. It's all on y'all. You all make this show great, and I thank you for always coming through every weekend and week out. I appreciate y'all. Oh, and Papa, you got a last comment I got to throw up on there.
That was way early in the show.
Oh, it just popped up right now. Oh, wait. You know what? It was because I had it from the top.
Got it.
Yeah, my guy. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. But everyone else out there, man, happy Hanukkah. Have a good night. Have a great week. We won this week. Fly, Eagles, fly.
It is Hanukkah.
Damn right. And we out.